for the NCAA tournament. Some people say they may be out of it. I don't agree. I think if they keep on winning, they've got a very good shot because of their strength of schedule.
Few matchups in any conference, Jay, would give us a look at three of the very best freshmen in the nation.
We'll start with Arizona's guards. Their numbers are impressive, Jason Gardner and Gilbert Arenas, but what is truly impressive about this pair is their maturity. Jason Gardner, the unquestioned leader at the point. He has always got his head up, never turns the ball over, and Gilbert Arenas, an outstanding scorer. Maturity beyond their years. And for UCLA, the top freshman scorer in the Pac-10 Conference, Jason Capono from Artesia High School outside of Los Angeles, averages about 19 points per game in Pac-10 play. That is best in the conference. He has got a great feel for the game, and he can put up numbers. You got to stay with him all over the court.
Let's take a look at the Toyota starting lineups, beginning with Steve Lavin's Bruins. It'll be Ryan Bailey and Earl Watson that are going to have to deal with the freshman backcourt from Arizona. But Jerome Mauricio may have to match what he did when these two teams met last month with 22 points and 14 rebounds. For Lute Olson in Arizona, of course, he's got the great freshman backcourt. Michael Wright, perhaps a little bit more pressure this afternoon, Jay, because the big guy that's missing from this lineup is Lauren Woods, and that means that Lute Olson, already depleted of bodies this year, is going to have a shorter bench.
Well, Lute Olson, one of the great coaches in the game, and obviously he not only misses Richard Jefferson, but if he misses Lauren Woods today, that takes that shot blocker out of the lineup, makes it much more difficult to go out and defend on the perimeter with confidence.
UCLA coming off a loss here at Arizona State. They have lost 5 of their last 6. Every game, it seems, the must-win label is put on the game for Steve Lavin. I suppose they could lose here this afternoon, Jay, and still get into the tournament, but their time is running out.
There's no question that their time's running out, but everybody else's time is running out as well. And Lauren Woods, who is having an outstanding season, is not suited up for this ball game. He is in street clothes. He's been battling back spasms. He's had a tough time getting out and trying to practice and also play. He was limited against Southern California on Thursday night for the first time in a long time. Did not have a blocked shot in that game. That's how limited he's been physically.
The number 30, Justin Wessel, who's a junior at 6'8", will replace Lauren Woods in the lineup, but he won't replace what Lauren Woods brings to this team because Lauren Woods is a very unique kind of player. 102 block shots already this year is a team record. Over 80 better than the next best shot blocker in the conference. And there's Justin Wessel, who will try to fill the big shoes of Lauren Woods, and we're underway. And Wright controlling the tap for the Wildcats. One of the toughest places, Jay, to play in, the McKale Center.
The Arizona team does not lose very often and always seem to play well here. UCLA starting out with the zone look against Arizona.
Gardner will watch the three, and he hits it. Jason Gardner, known more for distributing the basketball, and some have questioned his shooting, but no question about his confidence on that one.
Well, he was 7 of his last 41 going into the ball game against USC, and what a great strip.
Here is Gardner on the break, hands it off to Arenas, and Arenas with the 6-footer, unable to get it down.
Not a good start for UCLA. They talked yesterday in practice about taking better care of the basketball. Too many unforced turnovers. You show the ball to Jason Gardner, and he takes it right out of your hands. That was a great play defensively.
Earl Watson, number 25, directing the Bruin offense. Here's Capono. He is being watched by Luke Walton. Yes, he is the son of the great Bill Walton, who, of course, played at UCLA in his college days. Moiso inside for the easy dunk after making the spin move on Wright.
Michael Wright just got too high on Moiso, trying to sit on that left hand, but you sit too high on his hip, and he's going to go the other way, whether it's for a lob or the spin move.
Walton looking inside, nothing there. Kicks it out to Gardner. Now here is Wessel, being watched by Zurich. Tough shot there by Wessel. Couldn't get it down. And the Bruins bring it back the other way.
One thing you don't want to do against UCLA is take quick shots. You want to make sure that they defend you, whether it's man or zone.
Bailey kicks it back out to Watson. The two of them playing throw and catch about 40 feet from the hoop. Now Zurich to Watson. Good play there just to control the ball inside Capono. Tough fadeaway, too strong. And Arenas with the rebound.
Nice job by Arenas to try to force Capono out a little bit. Made him take that turnaround jumper after the switch with Walton.
Here is Wright coming off his 9th double-double and showing that great shooting touch.
Well, how pretty was that? The little head and shoulder move, and Moiso brought his arms down, and then he put up the shot. Michael Wright is an outstanding player, just a sophomore, but one of the best inside players in the Pac-10.
And a blocking foul here against Gansurek after he handed off the basketball and stuck his hip out a bit. Last time these teams met, Arizona won it by 15. UCLA 3 for 21 from behind the arc and committed 26 turnovers. Arizona committed only 11 fouls. Another unique stat from that game. Only 4 free throws for UCLA, Jay, and they were all taken by Billy Knight. Nobody else went to the line.
Got to get to the free throw line, obviously, to try to get easy opportunities. But here's another great stat from that ball game. The lines of Michael Wright, Jason Gardner, Gilbert Arenas, and Lauren Woods. Now, this is a team that has great scoring balance. These four always seem to put up numbers. And on Thursday against Southern Cal, Luke Walton joined that hit parade. He put up 13 points of his own, so all 5 starters had 13 points or more. That is tremendous balance. But these guys play an awful lot of minutes, and they never seem to get tired.
Billy tried to get it inside. It was taken away by Gilbert Arenas with the easy jam.
UCLA has been plagued by unforced turnovers all season long. They had 24 turnovers against Arizona State the other night on Thursday. And this was not the start that they needed. They need to get shots up. You can't be coughing up the ball without getting a shot.
The entire crowd on their feet, and Mauricio, yes, is guilty of traveling.
Arizona's pressure getting to UCLA thus far. Anytime you show the basketball, that is, hold it out, you got to take it into your chest. It's going to get taken away. So far, Jason Gardner has had 2 steals just pulling it out of UCLA's hands. Nice job to look down the court to Gilbert Arenas, who leaked out.
Michael Wright wants it on the low post. Wessel couldn't get it into him.
It was a high-low game. Both Wessel and Walton good passers from the top of the key.
Mauricio off the miss by Arenas. And Walton kicks it ahead now for Bailey. Mauricio puts it on the floor and now kicks it back. Wants it on the wing for Bailey. Again, it seems like UCLA, Jay, goes halfway through the shot clock and they haven't gotten the ball inside the foul line.
Well, it's good to try to get deep in the clock so you make Arizona play some defense. But look how far out they are to start their offense. That's awfully difficult to get out of your comfort zone that far.
Walton had knocked it away, but then he's the last to touch it out of bounds. And 7 seconds showing on that shot clock.
Well, UCLA would normally want to start their offense just a step outside the three-point line, but because of Arizona's pressure, they've had to start their offense far out by the timeline. That gets you out of your comfort zone. You catch the ball and you're a dribble or 2 away from where you normally would want to make your move.
They did reset the shot clock, as you see. Off the inbounds play, there is the set play for Capono, and Arizona talked about that in the shoot-around this morning.
Well, that's where Jason Capono can be very dangerous. He makes great reads coming off the screens, and they look to him out of those out-of-bounds plays, especially underneath, and he's very effective.
Walton with the up fake. He's been shooting the basketball much better of late, unable to get that one down. And it's going to be Arizona basketball, although Steve Lavin does not agree. This freshman backcourt is so dangerous at both ends of the court, and they work well together. Arenas finishes it off. Arizona with the early lead.
Weber on ABC Sports, brought to you by Payne Weber. Thank you, Payne Weber. Toyota, making it happen every day. And Beck's, a beer apart.
Back in Tucson, Arizona with the early lead. UCLA having problems getting shots out of their offense, but they managed to do something on an out-of-bounds play, Jay.
Primarily because of Jason Capono. Out of bounds underneath. Luke Walton guarding him. When he throws the ball in, the first thing you do is kind of turn your head and rise up, and he immediately moves to an open area. And the thing about Jason Capono, he's got such a great feel and understanding. He's ready to shoot as the ball arrives. He's done his work and made his shot essentially before he ever takes it.
He is 4th in Pac-10 scoring, the highest scoring freshman in the conference. And Capono hitting the only 3-point attempt. UCLA 2 for 3, shooting the ball well. The problem has been getting shots up. Arizona shooting 3 of 7 here in the early going.
Yeah, Luke Walton's a good defender. Did a great job on Brian Scalabrine the other night. Scalabrine had 28 points in that ball game. Really an underrated player. Great switch by Gardner.
Gardner was the one that got his hand on it. Walton all the way. Lays it up with the left. And just into the ball game, Rico Hines, for some reason, waited until the ball was almost in the basket before making the contact and draws the foul.
Watch Jason Gardner here. He jumps right back into the passing lane after the screen and knocks the ball away from Capono. And watch Walton as he goes to the basket. Stays squared up and does not allow the defender to get in between him and the basket. That's a great play, not only by Gardner defensively, but in the open court by Luke Walton.
Walton hit the free throw, incidentally, at 70%. He has the lowest percentage of the Wildcat players that play significant minutes. This is an outstanding free throw shooting team, and a tripping call here.
After the free throw, a little 1-2-1-1 half-court trap. They gave a man look, but came right after him on the trap. And Justin Wessel just getting his foot in there. It looked like a little bit, or maybe Capono tripped over his own feet. In any event, the foul on Arizona.
Luiso way up top now. Tries to hand it off for Rico Hines, who gives him a look like I wasn't expecting that. And another turnover.
Arizona did a great job scouting UCLA, and more importantly, the players did a great job of internalizing that scouting report. They were right there to switch off that curl screen off the top on the out-of-bounds under and forced UCLA to throw long.
6 turnovers for UCLA already. There's Gardner again. That one just a bit short. And Gadzuric with the rebound, kicks it ahead. Here's Earl Watson. Capono puts it on the floor. Nice dish inside, but Luiso couldn't handle it. 3-on-1 break now for the Wildcats. Gardner hands it off. Arenas with the finish.
Do you think the Arizona Wildcats have some incentive to run when Jason Gardner has the ball? He sees the floor so well, even sees behind him as who's coming up on either side. And adroitly left it behind for Gilbert Arenas, who is just a fantastic finisher in the open court.
Luiso trying to establish his position against Michael Wright. Luiso puts it on the floor. Good help by Gardner.
Arizona doubling down from the passer whenever that ball goes into the post, doing a nice job of rotating and filling.
Well, that is a great job of filling the basket with only 5 seconds left on the shot clock. And Earl Watson hitting the three. Shoots less than 30% on the season from behind the arc. Wright kicks it out to Walton. Walton with the head fake. Cross court now to Arenas. Arenas into the lane, had it stripped away, but there's going to be a foul here. Both Gadzuric and Capono were there defensively.
Gilbert Arenas, only 18 years old. Look at the nice screen by Justin Wessel, screening the zone so Capono can't get there. And when he goes to close out, Arenas, one of the best penetrators in college basketball right now. There's really nobody that can stop him from getting to the basket when he gets a good first step.
Arenas shoots just over 72% from the line. What an athletic play Gilbert Arenas made at the end of the first half of their game against USC here the other night. Catching an air ball on one side of the basket, gliding underneath without coming down, reversing it off the glass and in.
Well, he can be as good as he wants to be. I think one of the things that's real positive about Gilbert Arenas is that Lute Olson and his staff, they can really challenge him. He responds. When they get on him, he has handled it very well, and they do that strategically. And he has always answered the challenge. That's a good sign for him as a player, because he can be a great one.
Gadzuric kicks it out. Capono hands it off. Watson gives it back. Capono wide open for the three in the corner and drains it.
Great patience by the UCLA offense. Watson, a good passer, averages about 5 assists a ball game. Ryan Bailey has been trying to come in and play a little bit more point to move Watson off the ball, give them 2 ball handlers.
That's number 35, Rick Anderson, who has checked into the ball game for Lute Olson's Wildcats.
Jason Capono, you can see the feel he has, goes to the open area, and again, ready to shoot as the ball gets there, so the defense cannot recover in time.
Bruins have hit all 3 of their 3-point attempts, 2 of them by Capono and the one by Watson as the shot clock was winding down. There's Gardner again with the great hands. He kicks it back. Arenas tries for the finish, and a big collision there. And the foul is going to go against the Bruins, and Steve Lavin and the Bruins bench can't believe it.
Well, they thought that Watson was there with his feet established on the floor when Arenas left the floor. But what a great play. Look how strong Jason Gardner is, not only to knock the ball away, but to hold off Rico Hines. He's like a football player, and that's a good call by the official. By the time Arenas had left the ground, Earl Watson was still moving to get underneath, and frankly, in my opinion, was so far underneath the basket that even if he had his feet set, that shouldn't have been called. I think it's almost time for the NCAA to start considering a dotted line underneath the basket, inside of which you cannot draw a charge. There are an awful lot of charges that are called in college basketball when guys are standing right underneath the basket. This young man had 20 points in the ball game against Kentucky in the NIT final. And you're talking about a guy that was 17 years old at the time, able to step into that kind of an arena and put on that kind of performance. Things are continuing to be sunny in Tucson as far as guard play is concerned.
That last steal by Gardner, by the way, his 4th already in the ball game. And a timeout was called. An alert play by number 34, Ray Young. The Steve Lavins club, on the strength of their 3-point shooting, able to hang in. It's Arizona leading it 5-4. 4th-ranked Arizona with the 15-11 lead on their home court over UCLA. Tomorrow, ABC brings you more regional college basketball action. Some of you will see the 15th-ranked Owls of Temple take on #1 Cincinnati in a rematch of a second-round NCAA game last year won by Temple. Some of you will see number 19 Oklahoma take on number 21 Kansas. ABC's NCAA basketball presented by Payne Weber tomorrow at 1:30 Eastern, 10:30 a.m. Pacific. Follow all the college basketball highlights on ABC Sports at ESPN.com, a part of the GO network. And speaking of GO, Arizona's been able to go off of their defense, Jake, getting a lot of their points.
Well, they've gotten over half their points off their defense. They've forced 8 UCLA turnovers, and although they've done a great job defensively, Steve Lavin's going to be telling his team, hang on to the basketball. These are unforced turnovers. If we force Arizona to play against our half-court defense, we're going to do just fine. But if we keep coughing up the ball and letting them go the other way, we're going to have an awfully long afternoon.
A lot of Pac-10 teams have had long afternoons in here, Jay. In fact, UCLA is the last conference team to win a game in this building, and it was over 3 years ago, back in February of '97.
Well, traditionally, McKale has been an awfully difficult place to play, not only because of the crowds, but because they have a terrific team here at Arizona. That's the #1 ingredient you need for a winning streak.
And passes behind Capono. Here's Gardner. Kicks it off. Arenas pulls up for the 3. No good. And Capono has it. He's got Young ahead of the field, but leads him too far. Young did a good job just to get a hand on it, but there's Gardner. He sends it back the other way, and Walton is just going to have an easy 2-hand dunk.
Contrast in decision-making. The bad decision by Dan Gadzuric to try to get the ball to Capono. Capono's bad decision after they weren't punished off the turnover. Here's a great lob.
That was a good decision, and Watson in great position to put it home.
Well executed out of the 1-4 set, but not a very good job by Arizona defensively. The defender who is guarding the screener has to step in front and bump off that cutter, because he can see where that screen is coming from. Watson's man cannot.
Michael Wright unable to get it to go off the glass, but Arizona controls on the offensive board. Gardner with a bounce pass inside. Michael Wright, he's got the great touch with the left hand and knocks it down.
You give Arizona a second chance, and they are going to burn you. Initial defense very good by UCLA, but they weren't quick enough to the ball to gain possession.
Gadzuric had it knocked away. It'll be Arizona basketball. There used to be a guy named Walton that could dunk the ball pretty well for UCLA. His name was Bill. His son Luke gets an easy one here. And at the other end, UCLA showing when they run the half-court offense correctly, they can get results. 19-13, Wildcats.
UCLA trailing Arizona by 6, but UCLA doing a nice job executing out of the 1-4. Here's a 1-4 set screen going to come from Jerome Moiso. See Luke Walton right here. He's got to step in front and bump off Earl Watson here, because Jason Gardner has absolutely no chance to get over that Moiso screen. If Walton steps up and bumps that cutter, there's no way that lob can be executed. Great job by UCLA, not a good job defensively by Arizona.
Jason Gardner bringing it back up the court has done a great job generating the Arizona offense off his defense with 4 steals. See what Arizona can do in their half-court offense here. They've got the 6-point lead just about halfway through this first half of play. Arenas inside, and Arenas able to get it down. Now with 9 points, the leading scorer for the Wildcats and the leading scorer in the ball game. Bailey spots an opening and is sent hard to the floor.
Nice job by Earl Watson to pass ahead, and Moose Bailey finding an opening and taking it. If it's not there in transition, they can pull it back out and run some offense, try to get a little deeper into the clock and make Arizona guard you. Here you can see Bailey seeing that opening, and not a good job in transition defense by Arizona. Getting back, communicating, seeing the ball, and seeing your man.
Bailey unable to hit the first free throw.
And that's been an Achilles heel all year long for UCLA. They shoot only 58% as a team from the line. That's last in the Pac-10.
Bailey misses both. The junior transfer from Penn State, unable to get it down.
And that is so deflating, Dave, that your team, when you get an opportunity to inch closer in a tough ball game, and you're missing free throws.
Wessel back in the ball game, number 30. He started in place of Lauren Woods in case you joined us late. Woods a late scratch because of some back spasm. Anderson inside for the easy dunk. Good look there by Wessel to spot him. Lauren Woods cheering on his teammates.
Also cheering the fact that he's going to get a little bit of rest. Arizona does not play till next Saturday against Arizona State, so he's going to get a chance to rest that sore back and get healthy again.
They tried to go inside to Matt Barnes, and that was knocked away. Arizona's made it very difficult for UCLA in most of the half-court sets. As you take a look at the turnovers, 12 for UCLA, just 2 for the Wildcats.
Well, that's been the storyline for UCLA. They have turned the ball over at an alarming rate, especially on the road.
Luke Walton called for the travel, and he doesn't quite understand it. But he kept the left foot in place the entire time that he had the ball.
Has played very well over his last 7 games. He's assuming a starting role for Richard Jefferson when he's not with that broken foot. And he's played very well, averaging about 10 points per game over his last 7.
Another strip. I think it was Gardner that got a hand on it. Here's Walton, strong to the basket, lays it in.
Well, he really squares up to the glass very well, doesn't he? Gets the angle on the basket and does not allow the defender to get between him and the glass. Boy, Jason Gardner's so strong. If you show the basketball, if he sees any of that leather, he's going to get a hand on it. And he's so strong, he knocks it right out of your hands. You have got to be ball strong when you play against Jason Gardner.
Arizona's opened up a 12-point lead. Here was Watson, unable to get it. It's off the front iron, and Gardner with the rebound.
So quick to the ball. And you cannot knock him off his stride.
Jason Gardner had a career-high 8 rebounds in the victory over USC. Here on Thursday night, nice pass inside to Michael Wright, but Bailey got in there, and it's called for the foul.
Rotation down just a second late by Moose Bailey, trying to get and stop Michael Wright when that pass came across the court. So important when people go to help out from the weak side. That rotation's got to come down and come down strong, because Arizona's a very good passing team. They find openings.
Ray Young, number 34, back in for Lavin. Wessel had it stripped away by Bailey. That was a good read by Bailey. And he is tripped up accidentally by Arenas, but the foul's going to go against Gilbert Arenas.
Gilbert Arenas just trying to get back in transition defense. You saw his foot just slide under that of UCLA's Moose Bailey. That's what caused him to go down, and although it doesn't look like much of a foul, that's the paradigm for the advantage-disadvantage situation where a foul's got to be called.
Second foul against Arenas. Just the third on the team. Got Zurich inside. Bailey kicks it out. And Young, the open man, outside the arc, able to hit it.
Well, nice job by UCLA to find the open man. When the ball goes inside, Arizona has been doubling down from the passer, and that means somebody's got to rotate over to an open person. If UCLA makes the extra pass, they're going to find the open man like Ray Young on the opposite side.
Arenas puts the ball on the floor, protects it well, unable to get the shot down. And Young, who just hit the 3, back out to Watson.
UCLA's been pretty good in their half-court offense. The problem comes when they turn it over like there and allow openings in transition.
Michael Wright able to kiss it off the glass. I believe it was Arenas that got his hand on the ball. That led to that opportunity for the Wildcats. And again, the crowd here at McKale Center, most of them wearing the red. coming to their feet as the Wildcats enjoying an 11-point lead.
Arenas not only a good offensive player, a good defender as well, guarding Earl Watson.
Zurich is fouled by Michael Wright on the low post. That'll be the first foul against Wright and just the 4th on the team.
Michael Wright trying to body up Dan Gadzurek down low. Whenever you play against Gadzurek, you want to try to push him off that low block. The closer he is to the basket, the more effective he is. If you push him off the low block, maybe a step off the paint, it becomes more problematic for him to execute a post move.
Gadzurek unable to hit the free throw.
And you can see the eyes of Earl Watson just as that shot was missed by Gadzurek. A little deflating for him. When you work so hard to get the ball inside and get fouled, then you go to the line for what should be easy opportunities. UCLA really struggles.
This is the team, Jay, that shoots 47% from the floor. One of the best shooting teams in the conference.
Oh, offense isn't their problem.
Moisu is fouled by Anderson, so that's a good foul. There's no reason to allow the easy two. Force Moisu to go to the free throw line and try to get it there.
Moisu is so long at 6'11" with long arms, able to go up over the top off this miss and keep that ball alive. Actually, that was Ray Young who knocked it over. Great job by Young, not only to keep that ball alive, but to knock it over to Moisu. But really what it's been is just another opportunity to deflate your confidence with a missed free throw. They got to start knocking these down. You can't miss free throws on the road and expect to win.
Finally, Moisu able to get the second one down. And the Arizona lead is 10. Michael Wright is a candidate for the John Wooden Award as the Player of the Year. With plays like this, Wildcats in command.
My dad wouldn't have called this retirement. I mean, who would have
When do I get to retire from managing my money now that I have
trustees?
7
Kind
grandkids?
of funny how investing was easier when I didn't have any money.
Titanium bikes are overrated.
I always thought earning money was the hard part. Keeping it's the real job.
I wonder, should we take the income?
Should we reinvest?
Thank you, Payne Weber. Tacoma 4x4. There's no bigger rush.
Michelin would like to remind you, there's only one safety feature on the road that actually touches the road. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
Freedom. Control. What a ride. Just you and your laptop. Log on to autobytel.com for dealer cost info, reviews, and a low, no-haggle price. It's a hassle-free trip. Autobytel.com. The road to your next car.
There are some things in life that just can't be explained. John Travolta, Kira Sedgwick, and Robert Duvall. Phenomenon. ABC tonight at 8/7 Central.
Number 4, Arizona has led by as many as 12. They have a 10-point lead with 7:04 remaining in the first half. Tomorrow here on ABC, you will see some of America's finest skaters in a thrilling display of artistry on ice. No rules, no judges, just skating. It's the Chevrolet Skating Spectacular, and it gets underway tomorrow at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific, here on ABC. Jason Gardner with 7 steals now today, and that is just 2 shy of the school and Pac-10 record.
Well, at this pace, what will they have, 22? It really brings up a point. I mean, UCLA has to feel like if they hang on to the ball, they're right in this ballgame.
Walton with a tough one-on-one move, and Gadzurek with a tough rebound off the miss. Earl Watson now. Jefferson moves. Tough shot off the glass. Wild shot, really. And Gardner starts it back the other way.
Looked like Watson was trying to get the foul after they saw that opening. He's a very good penetrator, but needs to do a better job of finishing.
Now, the one thing you don't want to do is foul a shooting three-point attempt from out near the sideline. I believe that's what has happened here with Earl Watson going out after Luke Walton.
Well, especially in fouling a big guy. Luke Walton, about 6'8". Very good body balance. He's a terrific passer, doesn't make a whole lot of mistakes, and as you can imagine from the bloodlines he comes from, understands the game very well and has really played well stepping in for Richard Jefferson. In Pac-10 play, he leads this team in assists. Over the last 10 games, averages about 6 assists a ball game, but only shoots about 22% from three-point range. So you don't want to be fouling him when he squares up to shoot from behind the arc. Just get late pressure on him.
And Walton with the hat trick.
There's a look at Richard Jefferson, one of the best small forwards in the country, and he could be back going full contact a week from Monday.
Yeah, Zurich with a strong move.
It'll be interesting to see once Richard Jefferson does come back. Luke Walton has been so effective, really blending in with 4 scorers that Arizona's got.
Wessel forced to adjust that shot as Gad Zurich came over, and now the officials conferring with each other. Those are the numbers on Richard Jefferson before he went out early in the game at Stanford. Which, of course, the Wildcats won. Stanford's only loss of the season. Stanford will be coming here to McKale in the final week of the season. 9th of March. The feeling is for Arizona, they have to win out, including that victory over Stanford. They're anticipating that Stanford's going to win out until that confrontation. Walton with the steal, sends it ahead to Gardner. He'll go easily to the basket and lay it in.
A simple pass fake by UCLA eliminates Walton jumping out into that passing lane. But just the blind reversal. And he shot the gap and went the other way. And again, Arizona scores off the defense instead of having to get it off of UCLA's defense.
And speaking of defense, they force a 5-second violation there against Ray Young. And it looks like Steve Lavin is going to call a timeout here to talk things over. Well, you talked about scouting ball clubs and how Arizona had done a great job scouting UCLA, Dave, but no matter what the X's and O's are, what you tell your kids the opposition's going to do, if you don't take care of the basketball, if you don't handle the pressure of playing in a building, an environment like this, doesn't matter what you think the other team's going to do.
Well, that's a great point. And by saying that Arizona did a great job scouting, I don't mean to say that other teams don't.
Right.
UCLA did a marvelous job of scouting Arizona, and they did a great job of conveying that game plan to their team. But like you say, when you hold the ball out and show it to the defense and they just take it away from you, I mean, you can't feel comfortable being down 32-19 the way they've allowed Arizona to score. And there's always two sides to everything. Arizona's going to talk about their stifling defense, how they forced 16 turnovers in that first half. But UCLA is far too talented to let any team take the ball away from them like Arizona has taken it away from them in this first half.
16 points off those 16 turnovers. UCLA, as you saw, no points off of turnovers. Anderson trying to stay strong with the ball. Got it back to Michael Wright. Kicks it out to Anderson now for Wessel. Unable to get the mid-range jumper to go down. Bailey, good job against the stronger Wright to save it to Watson. Under 5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Bailey ducks inside on Anderson. Tough shot, no good. Moisu with the rebound, but there's going to be a foul first.
It's so difficult, Dave, when you get down in a ball game. UCLA is trying as hard as they can. But the last couple of possessions, everybody's been trying to take it upon themselves to get UCLA out of the funk that they're in. Trying to make an individual move, and the intention behind it is good, but you want to try to get something off the offense and try to run some offense and make people guard you. Move the ball from side to side and give the defense of Arizona a chance to break down. If you try to do something off one pass or off the initial surge, that defense is going to be ready. It's only after you make passes, move the ball, and move yourself that you're going to give the defense a chance to make some mistakes.
Wessel, an 85% free throw shooter, hits them both. 15-point lead for the Wildcats. Here's Gadzurek, kicks it back out. Watson able to drain the three.
See how easy that was? Simple inside-outside interaction. When the ball goes inside to Gadzurek, immediately Gardner went back down to double team. Recognition by Gadzurek, threw it out to Watson. Makes it look easy, doesn't it?
Wessel inside to Michael Wright. Wright, so very strong, lays it in with the right hand, but we're going to have a traveling violation against Michael Wright. Not agreeing with that call. Watson looking inside for Gadzurek. He wants it against Wright, but he's triple teamed.
Look how strong that kid is. Jason Gardner from North Central High School in Indianapolis. He grew up around basketball and understands it about as well as any freshman in the country. Watch him come down off the pass. Dan Gadzurek is 6'11", weighs about 265 pounds, and Gardner tied him up like it was nothing.
Here is Gardner now, running it the other way. Walt, quick pass inside to Wright with a good ball fake, lays it up, and he is fouled.
Luke Walton sees the floor about as well as any big man in the Pac-10. When he catches it, he has good vision down. Look at his eyes. Sees right behind Dan Gadzurek and gets right to Michael Wright. That was a terrific pass. The UCLA's got to get out there and put some pressure on the ball.
Michael Wright shooting nearly 80% in the last 7 games. He now has hit 32 of his last 40.
Shooting almost as well from the field over that stretch. Just about 70% over his last 7 games or so.
As loud as this building can be, they're all quiet when one of the Wildcats are at the line. And Wright hit them both. It's been all Arizona. Number 4 Wildcats lead it by 14 over the Bruins. Backdrop of a banner showing their success here in the Pac-10. Arizona with a 36-22 lead over UCLA, team that won the national championship in 1997. Coming up on the Autobytel.com halftime report, John Saunders, Digger Phelps will be along. Talk about number 3 Duke and their game played earlier today on the road. And Dogs and Cats.
It must be Georgia and Kentucky. Georgia's D.A. Lane been playing very, very well since Moses White, a freshman, switched to the point guard position.
Tough shot there by Capono, the running one-hander, able to get it down. Back to a dozen.
He's just got everything in his game, Dave. Not only a great understanding of the game, but he can play 3 or 4 positions out there on the floor.
Michael Wright unable to hit that baseline shot. With the rebound, kicked it out to Watson. Here's Capono. He's going to launch the 3 and rattles in and out.
Capono makes himself difficult to guard, always moving, working off screens, and he makes great reads depending on what his defender does off a screen.
Inside Wessel, and he draws the foul. Gadzurek and Muizo were both there, and it's going to be Gadzurek that gets the call.
Got to be frustrating for Dan Gadzurek. He gets there just in time, does a nice job of keeping straight up and down, but as Wessel goes up for the shot, he just brought those arms down from vertical just a bit, and anytime you do that, it seems like on the college level, that whistle gets blown almost every time.
Saw the numbers on Wessel averaging about 14 minutes a game. I mean, this is a ball club, especially since Richard Jefferson has gone out, that basically plays their starting 5. 1 or 2 guys will get in occasionally.
Well, Wessel's done a nice job. He's really been a pleasant surprise. His teammates tease him that he looks a lot like Chris Lang of the University of North Carolina, but he stepped in quite admirably when Luke Walton has gone out. He's been the 3rd man in that rotation now that Richard Jefferson has been out with his broken foot.
Capono, he did not have things communicated very well with Ray Young, and points over and says, I thought you were going to stay right there.
And that is without question an unforced turnover, just a miscommunication between 2 of the Bruins. There was no defense that caused that, just a little bit of a rush. Jim Herrick, who got it from John Wooden, always used to say, be quick, but don't be in a hurry.
Here is Watson under pressure from Gardner. Now Capono. He's been very aggressive the last 3 times he's had the ball. And the putback by Gadzuric, no good, and Gadzuric's going to be called for the foul.
Dan Gadzuric picks up his 3rd foul. It was a frustration foul after getting the ball so close to the basket that he was caught between putting it off the glass or dunking it. Nice little rebound, and he comes right back down. He was just caught under a little bit too much, so couldn't dunk the ball and just missed it off the window. And the frustration foul by the sophomore, who may be 21 years old but is not quite that old in basketball years. He's from Holland, hasn't played a whole lot of basketball, still learning the game.
So Gadzuric is going to sit down, and he is replaced by number 23, Matt Barnes. A very small lineup on the floor for Steve Lavin. Russell hits the second. Just over 2 minutes left in the half, and it's a 16-point lead for the Wildcats. And we're tested right down to the final possession against USC on Thursday night. That'll be a goaltending call. Anderson came over from the weak side to help out, and the basket will count.
UCLA is not a team that does a very good job coming from behind because they got to get out and chase, and a little bit too far under for Rick Anderson to be able to get that block. And you can see the versatility again at Capono, able to go down deep into the paint and execute that time with the left hand.
Here's Walton on the wing, puts it on the floor. A little jump step. He had Wessel underneath, but couldn't get it to him. Now Gardner pulls up for the 3 and hits it. Great rotation on the ball. What a complete game this kid has if he starts to hit that shot with regularity.
And that brings the crowd to its feet. They know that Gardner has struggled just a bit with his shot, but it certainly didn't hurt his overall floor games. Only 5 turnovers in the last 5 games for Jason Gardner. That is absolutely remarkable.
And Jason Capono came right back and answered with a 3-pointer.
So far for UCLA in their half-court offense, it's been Capono and Earl Watson that have really gotten it done.
Gardner with newfound confidence hits another 3. Watson finds Young open. He'll try a 3 from the corner, and that's an air ball. Anderson puts himself in good position to hit the uncontested shot from just inside the foul line.
Rick Anderson, a very talented player. He's got a chance, I think, to be very good. Played at a great high school, Long Beach Poly, in Long Beach, California.
Watson, too strong, and the rebound by Anderson, and there was a whistle on the play.
And that way, we probably ought to mark that down. First time that I've seen a defensive mistake out of Jason Gardner. He left his feet on the shot fake. Other than that, he's been about perfect. We talk about all the great freshman point guards in the country. And Jason Gardner, Jason Williams right there at the top, Kenny Satterfield at Cincinnati. But I would say that from a maturity standpoint, the ability to play a lot of minutes, run a team, not only defend, but score, Jason Gardner would be at the top of that list. Maybe in the long term, Jason Williams or Kenny Satterfield may wind up being as good or better. But right now, Jason Gardner, I think, from a maturity standpoint, would be top of the heap.
Now, 6 times this year, Gardner has played the full 40 minutes. And he is so good at taking care of the basketball, Jay.
Well, he never changes his expression. You can see as he listens to Lute Olson, that expression never changes, never shows anger, never shows frustration. Here, Earl Watson playing off him so he can play the drive, try to force him to the baseline side. And for the second time in as many possessions, Gardner pulls the trigger. Here you can see it on the other end. Down in triple threat position, Gardner just pulls straight up and down. He has got great strength. That's the thing that impresses me almost as much as his maturity, is just how strong physically he is. He's not bumped off the ball very often.
Again, a reminder on the AutoBuyTel.com halftime report with John and Digger. A look at the Blue Devils on the road, and a look at the Dogs and Cats going at each other. 20 seconds left in the half here. UCLA trying to go to the locker room on a positive note. Finds he's open, steps back for the 3 and too strong. Here's Walton with it, and he is thumped from behind by Barnes in the open court.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know if we've got a shot of it, but Luke Walton was running down court just over the half-court line, and the ball was coming toward him. You could see his eyes look up at the shot clock. He was looking at the clock as he was making his move, not only as the ball was coming to him, but after it got to him. That's a young man who's got a great awareness for what's going on out on the basketball floor. And you wonder when Richard Jefferson gets back, the chemistry with this team so good with Luke Walton on the floor. It's not going to be a no-brainer that Richard Jefferson all of a sudden is going to come right back into the starting lineup, although he's the better player. There's no question about it. One of the best small forwards in the college game is Richard Jefferson, their best three-point shooter. But over the last 7 games, you can see Luke Walton really has gotten the job done, and most impressive, not the scoring, but the assists. 6 assists a ball game over his last 7.
Able to hit the second free throw. Bailey now for the Bruins. Down to the basket, lays it up with the left hand. Put back up, no good by Capono, but he's fouled with 0.6 of a second on the clock.
A foul on the rebound by Luke Walton. Not the foul you want to see to allow UCLA to get over 30 with just 0.6 seconds left. Anderson trying to take the charge underneath, or it was Wessel. And Luke Walton just coming over the top to send Jason Capono to the free throw line for 2 fouls.
Now this UCLA team was blown out in Tempe the other night. Capono was the high man with 24 points in that game. And UCLA now 1 for 7 from the line here in the first half. Capono hits the second of 2. And Walton will just dribble it out. Now Arizona started off with their defensive pressure. They turned the pressure into points off the turnovers. And from the midpoint of the half, they have controlled this ball game, led by Jason Gardner. The Wildcats lead it at the half by 21.
NCAA basketball presented by Payne Weber on ABC Sports. Brought to you by 7-Up and your local 7-Up bottler. Make 7-Up yours. We'll be back with the AutoByTel.com halftime report after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Bruins of UCLA. A reminder coming up on ESPN's Big Monday presented by Bud Light. Number 18 Connecticut will take on St. John's in a Big East matchup. That'll get underway at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Second game of the tripleheader will feature number 9 Oklahoma State against Missouri. That gets underway at 9 Eastern. And the evening wraps up with UNLV facing number 20 Utah, led by Alex Jensen. That starts at midnight Eastern. We're at the half in Tucson. The Wildcats lead 51-30. Arizona came into this game this afternoon in search of the Pac-10 title, I should say. UCLA trying to prove they belong in the big dance, and certainly it's Arizona that made the bigger statement in the first half. Dave Strader back along with Jay Billis. Arizona found out before the game a big component of their defense would not be here with Lauren Woods sitting out, yet their defense dominated the first half.
It really did. There was a first half of layups, turnovers, and free throws, and UCLA was the one turning the ball over on just about every possession, or at least it seemed like, and Jason Gardner was magnificent. Giving the dish to Gilbert Arenas. Arenas had 9 in that first half. Jason Gardner had 7 big steals. Yet another layup for Arizona. This time Luke Walton, who had 11 points in that first half. And another turnover for UCLA. UCLA turned the ball over 17 times in the first half. The Bruins shot 46% from the field. So when they weren't coughing it up, they did a pretty good job of running some offense and getting some scores. But if you keep turning the ball over that often, you are not going to be able to win the ball game. And look at the 18-20 from the free throw line for Arizona, while UCLA missed 6 of their 8 free throw opportunities. If UCLA wants to get back into this ball game, they've got to do it 1 possession at a time. And job 1 is hanging on to the basketball.
It's not just that Arizona shoots the ball so well, it's how many more times they go to the lines during the course of the year than their opponents do. And that's exactly what happened again here in the first half, as Wright is stopped underneath. Watson, and a tough pass there for Bailey. It was last touched by the Wildcats.
You can see the free throw difference. Arizona per game going to the line 24 times, 11 more times per game than their opponent. When you take more shots at the basket, it's elemental that you're going to make more baskets. They're a team that attacks the basket off the dribble. Not only Gilbert Arenas, but also Jason Gardner in transition, taking the ball to the basket. Then they get it inside very effectively with their high-low game. Lauren Wood's not in there this afternoon, but Michael Wright shoots an awful lot of free throws, and that's just going to wear teams out.
Down to 7 seconds on the shot clock. And what have we got? A 3-second violation against Gadzurek in the low post.
And Dan Gadzurek working hard to try to get the ball inside. But sometimes when you post too long and too hard, you can get a 3-second call. If you don't get the ball after a 3 count, you need to just turn, go set a screen for somebody. Get some movement into the offense.
Gilbert Arenas. Good ball fake there, and boy, he makes it look so easy, so smooth.
He's very fluid and very strong with the basketball, and always has a sense of where he is and where he's going. Long arms, just a great scorer. Ruben Douglas, kid who transferred out of this program, went to New Mexico in large part because of the presence of Gilbert Arenas. Had to guard him in high school once, and Arenas gave Douglas 49 in a high school game. They'll give you some trash to talk during a pregame meal, won't it?
That was Sean Farnham, number 30, who starts the second half for Steve Lavin. Farnham, the only senior on this Bruin club. Here's Capono. And he's been just about the only offense on this team. With that three-pointer now 17 in the ball game.
What a quick trigger he's got. A lot of great pieces for this Arizona basketball team. They are not deep, although they started out the season with all of us talking heads talking about the depth that Lute Olson has, and now he's down to about 6 guys that are playing all of the minutes. And surprisingly, they never look like they get tired. You know that they do, but they play through it, and at their ages, that's really amazing.
This is White now kicking it off for Gardner. He's watched by Bailey. Lob pass for Arenas. Some pass inside, and Michael Wright just so strong when he gets the ball down there. Now Bailey stumbled a bit and then had the ball blocked. Here is Gardner with it. He'll pull up for the 3. Just a little bit strong. Gardner, who hit 4 out of 5 field goal attempts in that first half. This is his first shot of the second. Capono may have gotten away with a walk. Lob pass inside, and Gadzurek with the easy dunk.
Boy, a nice look by Earl Watson, keeping his head up amid all the confusion around him. But Gilbert Arenas does such a nice job in transition defense. Just 18 years old, and he is just going to get better and better.
Here is White. Boy, he can do it inside and outside. What a great shooting touch he's got.
Played for the U.S. Junior World Championships team this summer for USA Basketball, and his coaches, Rob Evans, who's at Arizona State, and Dave Odom at Wake Forest, just raved about him.
Gadzurek starting to get hot at the offensive end. Now Arenas, and he draws the contact there.
These Arizona Wildcats, especially in transition when they can attack the basket, are very adept at going into the contact. Almost senior-like in their ability to sense contact and go into it to draw the foul.
So Gadzurek did get the foul.
Joe Moiso coming back into the ball game, and Moiso, one of the best scorers on this UCLA team, has to get more involved offensively, be more active.
Just a correction, the foul was called against Jason Capono, his second, so Gadzurek still with 3. However, he has gone out of the ball game. Long bounce pass, and Ray Young, who has just come in, gets it back out to Watson. Watson wanted to shoot, then decided to make the pass to Young. Tripped away by Gilbert Arenas, but a foul is called.
They gave it to Jason Gardner.
You're right.
Jason Gardner down low, Arenas with the strip up top. Arenas, I think, thinks that the foul is on him. But the help and recover, not under control after the closeout, and that is all ball. But unless the foul was on Jason Gardner, I don't know whether they gave it to Arenas or not.
No, they did indicate it was Gardner who got his hand, it looked like, just on the elbow of Young.
There you get a look at Gardner with his 7 steals. Up top, you can see Arenas there. Down low, you can see just there with the right hand getting the slap on the right arm of Ray Young. And another missed free throw for UCLA. Young's going to be a good player. Out in the Bay Area, California.
No question about how good a player Gilbert Arenas is. Just how good will he be? Just a freshman.
And over the last 7 or 8 games, he's really picked it up scoring-wise. Jason Gardner gives him that luxury, that because Gardner's got everything taken care of with the basketball out front, Arenas can look to score.
He had a good look at that three-pointer there with Capono, who scored the last time down the court for the Bruins. Kicks it off inside. Moiso to Watson. Maybe Moiso should have taken the shot.
Arizona needs to calm down a little bit. They're doing a great job defensively. They're making great plays. But once that whistle blows, there's nothing you can do about it. That's the man there, Lute Olson, that needs to be heard by the referees, not the players. They need to be just a little bit careful. They're getting too animated out there. What great hands these guys have got. And really that foul should have been on Earl Watson, because he was the one that grabbed Arenas going after the basketball. Great play by Gilbert Arenas. Just didn't go his way, and you're not always going to get the call.
Third foul on Arenas. Capono, tough three-pointer on the way. Hit the top of the backboard and now tipped out of bounds. And it was last touched by Arizona.
Hey, one thing you have to admire about this UCLA team is they continue to play even when they appear to be down. And the same goes for Arizona. They're 22 up, and they're going after every loose ball hard.
Well, Arizona is getting a little bit animated about the officiating, but that hasn't been a factor at all. Lute Olson's club in complete control early in the second half.
Ingredients Better Pizza and Autotrader.com, the biggest, best used car site on the planet.
The lead was 21 for Arizona at the half. They lead by 22. Dave Strader back along with Jay Billis. It's one thing to bring in a great recruiting class, a great point guard, and a shooting guard. It's another thing to develop chemistry.
And they've certainly done that here at Arizona. Gilbert Arenas taking the pass from Jason Gardner. Arenas 16 points in this ball game, scored 7 after the halftime break. And he's a young man, we've talked about it already, has the opportunity to be as good as he wants to be. I think the only thing that he needs to do is become more of a self-starter. Motivate himself, because he is a great defender. He has outstanding hands, doesn't get screened, he's got all the ability in the world, and will be a very special player.
Rico Hines went high in the air for that offensive rebound and drew the foul. And I believe it's going to go against Luke Walton.
One element of recruiting, you not only want to bring in great talent, but you want to bring in people that blend well together. And certainly, Jason Gardner and Gilbert Arenas make an awfully nice tandem, not only with their understanding of the game, but their talent as well.
Gardner, look at him get up there and get the rebound. And in the open court, Wright lays it up and in.
When Ray Young went down hard, right on his backbone there, he is down and injured. Hard in transition defense, trying to go after Michael Wright and bother him on that shot. Got his legs knocked out from under him and just bounced on his backbone right off the floor. Jason Gardner keeping his eyes up and seeing Michael Wright running out ahead and doing a nice job of using the rim. And you can see Ray Young just getting his feet caught up while he was in the air. The high flyer is Ray Young and way over the rim, but that is an awfully hard fall for the sophomore from the Bay Area in California. This crowd got awfully quiet when he went down, and Lute Olson immediately ran over to his trainer to get him to go out and give some attention before UCLA's trainer could get there. Classy move. One more look at it. Awfully high up there, and he just got his left foot tangled up with Michael Wright as he was going underneath the basket. Caused him to lose his balance. He just couldn't get his arms down to break that fall.
Now, the one bit of good news is that he is moving anytime an injury involving the back like that. Not that that eases the pain that he is obviously in.
Well, that can be a little scary, too, when you're up in the air and your legs get knocked out from under you. But Ray Young's a tough kid. Played a lot of basketball, was a McDonald's All-American, a streaky player that has a world of ability. And as he learns the game and continues to progress, he's got a shot at being a real good one. You always like it when the head coaches are out there quickly when a guy goes down. Both Lute Olson, Steve Lavin are guys that get out there to find out how their players are doing. And maybe, just maybe, sneak in a shot at a referee once in a while when you're out there. Never stop coaching. See him walking very gingerly.
Very young. You can tell he's just trying to fight it off. He doesn't want to show the pain. He will go right down to the Bruins dressing room undoubtedly. And the ball game resumed with the Wildcats leading 64-40. Again, they are playing without Lauren Woods, their big man, who's had some back problems.
But what a nice job by Luke Walton to pressure the ball when Moiso had it in that high-low, not letting him see Gadzurek down low, and that's the result. When you get the ball into a big guy, and he's got his man pinned. So Gadzurek had Michael Wright on his hip. But when the ball was out top, Walton did not allow Moiso to see in there.
Gadzurek now with 8 points. Walton ducks underneath, fakes the pass one way, then tried to go to Michael Wright while he was airborne. And away from the ball, there's a foul.
Well, a lot of subtleties to his game. Able to put the ball on the floor, the nice little pass fake, but he keeps it, and then able to go up for the shot. And really, I thought he was going to look to pass the ball to Michael Wright instead of shoot it.
Good entry pass. Anderson to White, kicks it back out, and Anderson, a long two-pointer, and he hits it.
Ricky Anderson had his best game of the season last year against UCLA. Hometown kid from Long Beach Poly must enjoy playing against the Bruins.
Nice bounce pass. Moiso inside, spotting Gadzurek.
And there's the difference. Moiso able to make that dump down without pressure on him. You can see in. There's always a double component of a high-low. That is being able to see down low, and then the low man being defended in the post.
Gilbert Arenas, double team, kicks it to Walton. He is square. That one a bit strong. Now Watson in the open court. Quickly, Arizona gets back though defensively. Hines with a three-pointer on the way, no good. Tipped by Moiso, but recovered by Michael Wright. Kicks it out to Arenas. Crossover dribble, puts it off the glass, and a blocking foul here against Rico Hines.
Boy, what a great move. I always thought that Arenas was going to try to get it to Gardner in the middle of the floor, but he just hesitated and used the free throw line. As you see, Gilbert Arenas' father, obviously very proud of the way his son is playing, not only in this ball game, but all season long. And when Junior plays this well, it's nice to have the same name, isn't it?
Now, word we've just been handed is that it is still questionable whether Ray Young will return. Going down hard on his tailbone. Hines goes out of the ball game, and Ryan Bailey back in there for the Bruins.
Remember earlier this season, just as the year was getting started, talking to a couple of Pac-10 coaches who told me that Gilbert Arenas was an absolute steal in recruiting for Arizona. Prophetic words.
Watson kicks it back out to Bailey. 67-44. Wildcats have been in control since about midway through the first half. And they dictated the tempo of this game with their defense. Capono strong to the basket. Tough shot, though. Gardner comes out of there with it. And wisely kicks it out with nothing there.
His decisions are always good. Never turns the ball over, never hangs his head. It gives you a lot of confidence when you've got somebody out front like Jason Gardner to run your team, who is the unquestioned leader on the floor.
Good defense by Gadzurek, and Walt did a good job to adjust and get it inside, and the Wildcats are going to go to the free throw line.
And one thing that Lute Olson has and his staff have in their favor with this group, they're a coachable group that listen very well, but they also came in with a good base of basketball knowledge and understanding. So he's building upon a very solid base. All these, or most of these kids, were pretty well coached coming out of high school. I know that Jason Gardner was at North Central High in Indianapolis, but Long Beach Poly, one of the best programs in America on the high school level. And all these young men have gotten solid coaching on the high school level, and they're just building on it.
That was the 4th foul on Gadzurek. And at least for now, he's going to stay in the ball game. And again, the defense of the Wildcats. The active hands, Arenas. Kicks it off Anderson. Lays it off the glass too strong. That's going to be an offensive foul. Anderson a bit out of control as he ran right over the top of Ryan Bailey.
Nice job by Moose Bailey, but a poor job on the other end throwing the ball down to Capono when Capono wasn't looking. And when you are in control of the basketball, you got to make sure that the guy you're throwing it to is on the same page as you are. But a great recovery by Bailey to erase the mistake. Without the turnovers, UCLA would be in this ball game.
Bailey strong to the basket. Hits it on the reverse.
Anytime they've been in a half-court set situation and they've not coughed it up, UCLA have gotten something pretty good.
Anderson looking on the inside for Walton. Gadzurek fronted him. Now they go the other side to Wessel. Nice up fake there on Luiso. Got him in the air but couldn't finish. And Bailey starts it back in transition now for the Bruins. Trying to make a run here. They're going to need a couple of them. Gadzurek, who's been very effective scoring here in the second half. If he could just stay in the ball game, now that he's picked up his 4th foul, but Gadzurek now with 12 points. Second only to the 19 that Jason Capono has.
And Gadzurek has played well in big games. Had a terrific game, 18 points against Syracuse, and I thought he was spectacular at North Carolina. He and Moiso both.
Again, Walton adjusting to the defense. Found Wessel, who could not finish on the play.
Got to get that back out. That was not a strong move.
Foul pass inside. Gadzurek with the great catch and banked it in, and he's fouled.
Dan Gadzurek can run the floor about as well as any big man in America. The one exception to that was in his own conference, Lauren Woods. Just jogging down the court on that occasion. Nobody bumped him up high. You got to put a body on a big guy right around the free throw line, make them change their path so they can't get that straight line right down underneath the basket. And Gadzurek having a terrific day offensively when he's able to catch the ball down deep.
Again, unable to hit the free throw. And the freshman backcourt, Arenas and Gilbert. Running the show here for the Wildcats. Gardner off the strong screen there from Wessel. Kicks it out. Walton inside to right. Puts it on the floor once. Tough little half hook. And Luiso with the rebound for the Bruins.
Might have gotten hit, but not one of his stronger moves. But you can see Arizona does such a nice job of curling off screens, coming off stacks. And they can really attack you off the dribble and pick it.
Bailey dishes inside, and Capono puts it in, and he's fouled by Walton.
Jason Capono just finds openings. Lute Olson said about him earlier this year, talked about the feel he's got for the game, that it's almost bird-like in his understanding of what's going on there, his feel and understanding of the game. And that's not something that you're taught. That's something that you just have. Jason Capono has got it. Not one of the best athletes out there, but one of the best players. And there is a difference.
5 points above his average already and can add another point to that, which he does. Now, Capono was all of the offense for the Bruins in the first half, but the big guy Gadzurek getting it done in the second half. Bruins trying to mount a comeback.
Need a car?
There's a whole new way to shop for a used car.
No, a convertible. A red one. With under 15,000 miles.
Introducing Autotrader.com. With 1.5 million used cars updated daily, it's the biggest, best used car site on the planet.
You couldn't help me with a loan, could you? Can we help you?
Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting.
Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
Thank you. Mom, Dad, a 37-year-old that lives at home should pay rent.
It's great, Mark.
But I want airline miles. Or points.
I don't understand.
My rent would earn me airline miles. And with points, I could upgrade to, like, grandma's room.
Like a rewards program.
Whatever.
Yeah, what does this look like, a Holiday Inn?
More ways to collect and redeem points than any other hotel program. That's today's Holiday Inn.
You know, I've played in the U.S. and Canada, so I've got friends all over. That's why I use 10-10-220. It's only 99 cents up to 20 minutes and just 7 cents a minute after that within the U.S. or to Canada. So when I call my buddy Phelan here in the States, or my brother in Canada, it's just 99 cents all day, every day. With 10-10-220, all your calls can be under $1. Hey, little brother, go long. Falls for it every time.
Hey! Hey!
America's finest skaters in a one-of-a-kind ABC sports event. No rules, no judges, just skating. The Chevrolet Skating Spectacular, Sunday at 4 on ABC.
Well, UCLA on a little bit of a run. 13-7 over Arizona to close it down to 16 points. This week's Payne Weber Senior of the Week is Stanford forward Mark Madsen, selected for his contributions both on and off the court. Mark earned a Pac-10 All-American honors his sophomore and junior years en route to a 3.2 grade point average as an economics major. Payne Weber will donate $1,000 to the Senior of the Week Scholarship Fund in the name of Cardinal senior Mark Mad Dog Madsen. Congratulations, Mark. And there was Ray Young. It's good to see that he's back on the bench, but still very doubtful whether he will see any more action here this afternoon. And the crowd at McKale for the first time here in the second half coming to their feet. And urge on the Wildcats. Was led by as much as 22. Gardner, tough shot. Good defense there by Bailey.
They just can't get the ball away from him. He made a great play, but still he winds up coming up with the basketball. Everything with Jason Gardner is solid. When he makes a jump stop, you are not going to knock him off balance.
Indiana's Mr. Basketball in 1999. Jason Gardner, as you see, got Zurich coming back in the ball game with his 4 fouls, but they need his presence in there. Gardner, long three-pointer on the way, no good, and there's Arenas with the long rebound.
So difficult to block out Gilbert Arenas, very slippery down low.
Gardner again, nice look by Wright, and Gardner buries that one.
He struggled with his shot for a while, but you know it was not going to last long. Fundamentally, his shot very sound, as is that young man's, Jason Capono. When Capono's warming up, he doesn't look like he's the best player on the floor, one of the best players. But when that game starts, hey, that guy can really play.
Gilbert Arenas pulls up. Boy, he has just got a great-looking shot. Always seems to be in control. Here's Capono. Has to rush that one because of Walton coming at him.
I would say that the future of the Pac-10 is looking pretty good. You got young men like this that are stepping into the league and performing at this high of a level, showing that kind of maturity. They're only going to get better as they get older. Gilbert Arenas coming off the screen. Nice read. Pull-up jump shot. When the defense goes behind, he's got the capacity to stop on a dime and pull up, go straight up and down, and knock down the shot. And he is a good three-point shooter. His percentage not great right now, but as his confidence in his shot grows, he's got the capacity to be an excellent three-point shooter, and he's already Arizona's best perimeter defender. Started Eddie House out of a box and one that Arizona tried to put on House. Every time you play Arizona State, you got to put the box on House, let the one guard the rest of it.
What a game House had against UCLA the other night. His fourth 40-point performance of the season.
And it was so efficient, such an efficient 40. Went 17 for 22 from the field. Eddie House has a quick release, only 6'1". Very hard to guard.
Well, Watson is out of the ball game, replaced by Hines. And that is 5 fouls on Watson.
And that's a big blow to UCLA and their comeback hopes, because he is their steadiest ball handler along with Ryan Bailey. He's also a guy that can put points on the board. One thing that is direct opposite of UCLA's fortunes at the line are Arizona's. Arizona, an outstanding free throw shooting team, and that's just a dagger to you when you put them at the line to watch them knock down free throws.
What's amazing, Jay, is just not their overall numbers, but they shoot it at 80% in the last 5 minutes of ball games throughout the year,
when they seem to count even more.
Right.
And which is ultra remarkable for such a young team that they've got that kind of poise.
Jerome Moiso showing that nice left-hand touch from the baseline.
I remember first seeing him in 1997 at the Hoop Summit in Orlando. Played for the international team, and I think he opened an awful lot of eyes there, and the recruiting war for him started. And Steve Lavin, his outstanding staff, who have brought in some great recruiting classes at UCLA, were able to land him.
Michael Wright with the steal and the finish. Now, UCLA can't seem to buy a break. They make the defensive stop. They're trying to save the ball from going out of bounds. It goes right to Michael Wright, and he nails the jumper.
Disheartening when that's the assist you get, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's right. Capono with the up fake under some pressure, still forced it up against the shooter's bounce.
He can just feel the pressure when it's coming at him. He makes great reads off of screens. If you are off balance in any way, he's going to take advantage of it.
Here's Arenas with a three-pointer that rattles in and out. Wessel with the rebound, puts it back up, and he's fouled by Moiso.
Terrific rebounder, Justin Wessel. Remember last year seeing him against New Mexico, made a great defensive play at the end of the ball game. The nice head and shoulder fake to get the defense up off its feet. His teammates tease, I mentioned before, that he looks just like Chris Lang of University of North Carolina, except without the goggles.
Reed Olson in his 17th year. This year achieved his 400th victory here in Arizona, 600th overall in his career.
Been successful everywhere he's been. Long Beach State took Iowa to the Final Four in 1980 and has built this program into a national power.
Wessel able to hit the two free throws. A big lead for Arizona. We'll be back here in Tucson right after this, and a word from our ABC station. Arizona with a 20-point lead on their home court here over the Bruins of UCLA with 7:38 remaining in the second half. Tiger Woods, Sergio Garcia, David Duval, Ernie Els are among the top 64 ranked golfers in the world competing in this single elimination tournament from La Costa, California, the World Golf Championship. It's the Anderson Consulting Match Play Championship. Play starts next Saturday at 2 Eastern, 2 Pacific here on ABC. Of course, Tiger Woods no stranger to match play. That's the format that he used to win his 3 U.S. amateurs. And the format that Arizona has used here this afternoon on our Beck storyline has been the 20 points off turnovers.
And 17 of those UCLA turnovers came in the first half when Arizona was able to build up this big lead. And Jason Gardner, not only 10 points, 10 assists, he could get the rare triple-double. He had 7 steals in that first half. You don't often see points, assists, and steals triple-double in college basketball. That would be very unique indeed.
Warren Woods had the triple-double earlier this year with points, rebounds, and block shots when he tied the NCAA record with 14 blocks against Oregon.
We talk about freshman guards, and we have with Gilbert Arenas and Jason Gardner. But Michael Holton, UCLA assistant, was a great freshman guard for UCLA in 1980. Played for Larry Brown and alongside Rod Foster in a freshman backcourt that went all the way to the championship game in the NCAA tournament. Lost to Louisville. And Michael Holton, outstanding assistant now at UCLA, and is a candidate for the head coaching job at Loyola Marymount University. So you go back to 1980 when he played in the Final Four at UCLA. Another guy in that Final Four that year was Lute Olson, the head coach at Iowa. Iowa lost to Louisville just before Louisville won the national championship.
Bob pass inside. Ergad Zerk was tipped away. Here is Bailey with it. Off the glass and in. Tough little runner there with Gardner right on him.
We talk about the injuries that Arizona has had this year, not only Richard Jefferson, but also with Lauren Woods and the defections that they've had from the program. And Lute Olson said he's never seen anything like it since he was at Iowa when Ronnie Lester went out with a knee injury, and Kenny Arnold had some problems as well.
Bailey to the basket again, and the offensive foul is called.
Nice job by Rick Anderson. Rick Anderson doing a great job running the court, not giving up on the play. Getting his feet set and being patient, waiting for that charge, not reaching in. And Anderson, a young man who, when he lets the game come to him, can be a really good player. Sometimes he, like a lot of other players, suffers from thinking just a bit too much on the court instead of instinctively reacting, but that comes with time.
Ball to Gardner. Kicks it into the corner. Anderson goes back to Gardner.
Jason Gardner always has his head up, looking down the floor. Great court vision.
Michael Wright had the position, wanted the ball. Now he finally does get it. Tapped away by Gazurek, who timed his jump perfectly. Waited for Wright to release the basketball. This is Knight from the corner, just in the ball game, number 3 for the Bruins. And hearing that familiar air ball chant you're going to hear if you commit one of those on the road. Gardner for the 3 was short. Now Walton will try the 3. That was long. Michael Wright with a rebound, ducks between 2 Bruin defenders and lays it in. There are the hands of Gardner again, tipping it out.
Well, he knew he got a finger on that ball and knocked it out of bounds, but yet he's pointing the other way.
Yes.
He's playing the physical and the mental game. You almost want to go out there and tell him a joke or something, just so it'll change his demeanor on the court. But his maturity is so far beyond his years. It's almost like he's got dog years on the court.
Here is Wright with the tough turnaround off the glass, gets it down. So after the air ball comes right back, it shows the confidence to take the ball to the basket. There's over 5 minutes left in this one. Arizona came into this game half game up on Stanford in the Pac-10 standings.
Well, that's good basketball. Arizona working off the stack slow. Gilbert Arenas constantly moving without the ball, curling off screens, making his man trail him. Michael Wright out of Farragut Academy in Chicago. That's the same high school that produced Kevin Garnett. And in fact, Wright and Garnett were teammates for a very brief period before Kevin Garnett left Farragut to move to the NBA. Michael Wright talked about how he learned how to work hard from watching Kevin Garnett in high school. Yet another solid game for Wright. Coming off a ball game against Southern Cal where he had 20 points and 14 rebounds. And as Lute Olson said yesterday, he just wouldn't be denied. It was nice to see him be that aggressive against such a very good team in USC.
20 points now for Michael Wright. 28 for 32 Arizona from the free throw line. UCLA, on the other hand, 4 of 12. Capona forced that one up. Gilbert Arenas. Here's Jason Gardner. Michael Wright, strong ball fake, lays it up and in. 22 points now for Michael Wright.
Boy, it looked like he was going to lose his feet, didn't it? And then he made a nice recovery.
But great balance, great strength. And Billy Knight, after the air ball coming off the bench, hit a tough little runner and then comes back with a three-pointer.
People talk about these ball games being must-wins for UCLA, and they certainly need any win they can get, as does any team at this stage of the season. But you can play very well against a team like Arizona and lose. That hasn't been the case for UCLA. They haven't played near their best in this ball game as Lute Olson takes some time to tutor his point guard. And that's one of the great things about not only Jason Gardner, but Gilbert Arenas and Michael Wright. They're very coachable young men. And there is a huge disparity from the free throw line. That can be a difference maker. But UCLA does not necessarily have to win this ball game to get into the tournament. If they handle things against Oregon, Oregon State, and then Washington State and Washington, that would give them 17 wins. If they can get one from either Cal or Stanford, that would be 18. I think that might be enough.
Gardner lays it in. Yes, they win 5 out of 7. It gets them to 18. It also gets them to 500, Jay, in the conference. UCLA has not had a losing conference record since 1948. Billy Knight hits another 3.
And it's not just the number of wins, Dave. I don't think there's a magic number like 18 or 19 for the NCAA Tournament Selection Committee. I think it's quality wins. And UCLA has played a very tough schedule. They don't have a whole lot of cupcakes on their plate.
Walton underneath the right again. That strong jump step protects the ball. Lays it up too strong that time. Well, they do have some quality wins against the likes of DePaul, Purdue, at North Carolina.
Well, they've got the wins there. They lost to Gonzaga, but played them tough. They beat Pepperdine, which is a team that has a very good shot, or at least a reasonable shot, at an at-large bid should they not win the West Coast Conference. Remember, Gonzaga in that conference as well. UCLA, you can see the wins against both DePaul and North Carolina. They also won against Purdue at Pauley Pavilion. Purdue has climbed up near the top 25 at least, and very helpful to them. And not too bad of a loss to Gonzaga, although the margin was huge and they had a lot of time to prepare for that ball game. But Gonzaga is certainly a quality opponent that can beat an awful lot of people.
Steve Lavin taking out Jerome Louiso, and the crowd reacting to Michael Wright taking a seat. An outstanding performance he has had this afternoon. Anderson hits the second, and that's been the story. The defense of Arizona and their ability to make their free throws. They lead it 92-70, 3:14 to go in the ball game.
NCAA basketball presented by Payne Weber on ABC Sports. Brought to you by Payne Weber. Thank you, Payne Weber.
Spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport.
The man is incredible.
The thrill of victory.
Absolutely the best.
And the agony of defeat.
Look at him go! Oh, baby.
This is ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Player of the Year candidate Kenyon Martin and #1 Cincinnati face a huge non-conference test against Pepe Sanchez and 15th-ranked Temple. Next on ABC. ABC's college basketball presented by Payne Weber, and the big question at the shoe in Cincinnati is whether or not Pepe Sanchez is available for John Chaney and the Owls as they go against #1 Cincinnati. Hello again, everyone. John Saunders alongside Digger Phelps. A big question because without Pepe Sanchez, Temple is just 5-3. With him, 14-1. He will play.
Yeah, we saw last week against Maryland. Of the 20 steals Temple had, Pepe Sanchez had 9, but he also had 11 assists. Kenyon Martin today will be packed in against that zone. They'll take him out of the game. A key factor in this game Thursday night at Houston. Cincinnati only shot 48% on the free throw line. This could be the turning point of this game.
Temple will not be intimidated. Keep this in mind. Last year in the NCAA tournament, they met in the first half of that game. Temple held Cincinnati to 18 points going on to that victory. Big part of that, Pepe Sanchez. The ankle is good. The wheel will go. And the man who runs this show for the Temple Owls, be ready for the Bearcats.
If you can't stop here, stop here for genuine Midas brakes. Now just $69.95 after rebate. Guaranteed nationwide for as long as you own your car. Next stop, go Midas.
Hello? Yeah, where are you? No. Excuse me, I'm working. It's your opera and I'm gonna catch a red eye tonight, yeah. That's right. What? Ah!
Stay in touch without disturbing anyone with two-way paging and email from SkyTel, the first name in advanced messaging.
Hey, nice.
This is the MSN project, day 1. The 4 of us are moving into a totally empty house.
Everything we need we'll get from the internet with MSN.
Hey, it's ready!
We'll connect with MSN, and then we'll use it for everything we do online.
You know, it's empty, but I think that we're going to fill it with love.
Oh, Lordy. I'm going to order me a bed.
Call 1-877-YOUR-MSN to get the everyday web.
Miss Johnson. Miss Johnson, it's time for your massage, Miss Johnson.
Solara. An entirely different kind of Camry. It's for you.
A network premiere.
I have your son.
Sean!
They kidnapped his child. That was their first mistake.
I'm offering this money as a reward on your head.
Rene Russo.
I want to talk!
Mel Gibson.
You kill him, you kill yourself! Give me back my son!
Ransom. ABC Monday at 8/7 Central. Parental discretion advised.
#1 team in the nation guns for its 17th consecutive win. Cincinnati hosts red-hot Temple. The Owls on a 10-game winning streak. But all morning here, we have been playing will he or won't he? Senior point guard Pepe Sanchez of Temple injured his left ankle against Dayton earlier this week. Coach John Chaney wanted to leave him out of the game. He worked out a short time ago. Clearly, it's a different team with him in the game. Brad Doherty, John had to show his hand 10 minutes ago. What did he decide?
Quite a bit of gamesmanship going on here in Cincinnati, Brent. Coach Chaney, the past couple of days in the paper, had said that Pepe Sanchez probably would not play. I spent 20 minutes with him before the game. He said he didn't think he would play either. Lo and behold, Pepe Sanchez is starting today. He has a high ankle sprain of the left foot, but he's got a heart of a warrior. He's come to play today.
Yeah, Brad, and Dick Vitale, he was moving well.
He really did. You watched him in the warm-ups. It was a comfort zone. He was moving. He was shooting well. He had good bounce. They need him on the floor. He's their floor general. John Chaney would not take a chance and really jeopardize the big picture and play this young guy if he thought he was injured. He looks fine. They need him. And they're a different team, Brent, with him on the floor.
Even with him, they got their hands full in this building.
Well, yeah, because you're talking about a team that's won 42 in a row here. They're unbelievable. Kenyon Martin, my choice as National Player of the Year, is a dominator on the inside. It's mandatory today for Temple to make the three-point shot. That means Karcher, Greer, and Wadley have to shoot the three and shoot it well. And the distributor, the guy that makes it happen, Pepe Sanchez. I think we're going to have a great game here.
We've got another premier matchup. Mark Karcher of the Temple Owls. He is averaging better than 15 points a game, 10th in the Atlantic 10. Up against one of the finest defensive players in the country, Pete Michael, out of Rock Island, Illinois, the 6'6" senior. So keep an eye on that one. We've got a veteran officiating crew, and why not? This is a revenge matchup. Temple ousting Cincinnati by 10 in Boston in the second round last year. The third straight second round NCAA tournament loss for the Bearcats. So our officials for this one are big time. Tim Higgins, Larry Limbo, and Bob Donato. And we get ready to go. The Temple Owls in their traveling dark uniforms.
My friends, we're going to have a good one defensively. When you look at Temple, it's that matchup zone. You ready for this break? In the game they beat Cincinnati, they only allowed them 18 points at halftime in the NCAA tournament.
Michael runs it down. Cincinnati with the game's first possession.
And there's that matchup zone. Play a man in the area of the floor.
Johnson bumps back outside beautifully. Quickly cross-court to Kenny Satterfield, the freshman from the Bronx.
It's going to be interesting to see how the young guards can attack this matchup zone.
Kenyon with the game's first shot and the first miss. Battle loose ball comes up Temple. That's Lyde. Kevin Lyde, number 42, pulling it down, and Pepe handles the ball.
Lyde's been playing with a bad back cramp, but he's been an outstanding rebounder, just not scoring on the interior. They take time with each possession, looking for the high percentage shot.
He wants to play it down in the 60s. They missed their first shot, but they battle it back to Lyde, who's been very active in the early going. And now Karcher pulls the trigger. In and out. Satterfield rebounds. Still scoreless.
Cincinnati wants to beat you in transition, but Temple's an outstanding defensive team in transition. They really slowed the game down with that matchup. When you and I had them here the other day against DePaul, they were running up and down the floor. Not today, my friends.
You can't pull the trigger on that quick, easy shot against Temple. Satterfield will go for it, and he's off to the right. Ticker.
And that's
to the left.
That's exactly what they want you to do in attacking that zone.
And Karcher, no, block, battle back underneath, and slamming it down as Kevin Live.
Brent, one of the factors here today, Temple will not be intimidated, as so many teams are playing Cincinnati.
There's a turnover forced by John Chaney's tremendous defense that he applies to his team. Sanchez out of Argentina.
I think psychologically they really affect you here in so much.
Satterfield picks Pepe Sanchez. Foot race. Satterfield for the layup.
He's got super quickness from out of New York City. These Bearcat fans love this diaper dandy.
Left baseline. Beautiful.
He's got great basketball IQ, a tremendous understanding of the concepts of the game. It's amazing. They only turned the ball over 9.7 times. That leads the nation, Temple. Also lead the nation in scoring defense.
Tate has to kick it back out. The three is good by DeMar Johnson.
That's the one way, my friends, to break the matchup. Shoot over the top of it. But they invite that shot. A lot of patience, a lot of poise, and they hope for points. The 3 Ps, Temple.
Karcher steps inside and pulls the trigger.
He made 5 threes in the last game, beating a good Dayton team for the Atlantic 10, who will be in the big dance. They have a win over Kentucky. I think they play with your heads. And coaching, they really play with the mind so much, Temple, with that zone. They really have you thinking constantly. You can't attack it.
Michael, he traveled.
They're having trouble with it right now, Brent. They really are having trouble attacking that matchup. It's very obvious.
Wadley's first shot. Yes, it's the 3.
He can shoot the 3. He and Greer, very capable. Greer will be coming off the bench. Wadley's so much more effective at the 2 spot than he is when he plays the point.
Dick, there was just nothing going down low for Martin and Michael yet. Tate. Yes.
Tate stepped right in the gap. Former Ohio State Buckeye. What about that big win they had down in Bloomington last night? The Buckeyes. Oh, nice backdoor cut.
Karcher on the cut.
Execution, execution, execution. Offensively, they are so efficient with each possession. A lot of people say they bore you while they watch them play, but you know what? They get to the winner's circle. That locker room down there is usually a winner's locker room.
There goes Martin. He's fouled on the shot. He'll come to the free throw line for a pair.
We're talking about one of the most improved players in America offensively. You made a great point last week. 23 years of age. And what was it, 43 guys in the NBA are younger than him?
43 players in the NBA who contribute now. I'm not talking about strictly bench jockeys who are younger than Kenyon Martin, who stayed with Coach Huggins for his senior year. And John Chaney telling me that he thinks Kenyon Martin is one of the most improved players in the country this year.
Oh, he is offensively. Hey, Brad, let me ask you this. You played against matchup zones in your time. In fact, you played against Temple. What does the matchup do to a big guy on the inside?
What you have to do as a big guy is you have to flash high, right around the free throw line, and try to get an entry pass there, step into the middle, and shoot short shots. You're not going to get a lot of opportunities for layups and dunks against it.
Temple jumps out to an early lead, 11-9 here. We've got a timeout in Cincinnati.
Mike Tucker has a chance to make a free throw.
Let's see. College in 4 years. Costs up 40% over the next 5. Somebody do the math here.
It'd be great if our money would grow as fast as these kids. I can't believe
Will paying for college be as painful as this? It's getting ugly.
Hey, that kid just dropped a pretzel? Because I like pretzels. I really like
We'll be able to help with their education.
I wonder if we should have put that money in a trust. Maybe we would have...
I hope she was kidding about college in Hawaii.
Thank you, Payne Weber.
makes our chicken strip dinner so much fun?
Because you can dip them.
Bingo. Dip, dunk, and dive them in lots of country gravy with Texas toast, fries, an onion ring, even a cold drink, all for a special low price.
Sonic America's driving.
A significant discovery in eye health may be lutein, a nutrient found in these healthy foods. Now Centrum has the only leading multivitamins with lutein to help maintain your precious sight. Centrum Silver, now more complete with lutein.
I'm always coming up with great new promotions for 7-Up. Like this one. I asked people to send me pictures of their cans. Let's take a look.
Oh! How do look like 2 big Christmas hams. Show us your can.
Look at the backyard on this fella. That about ends the first annual 7-Up Show Us Your Can contest. Next time I'll be more specific. Mom?
Tacoma 4x4. There's no bigger rush.
NCAA basketball presented by Payne Weber on ABC Sports. Brought to you by Payne Weber. Thank you, Payne Weber. 7-Up and your local 7-Up bottler. Make 7-Up yours. And Toyota. Go for it every day.
Brent, we're going to see the simple backdoor cut play right here. Freeze it right here. Freeze it. See, right here. We're going to watch the backdoor here, and he's staring at the ball, Martin. Doesn't see ball, you man. Now watch Karcher with the backdoor cut right behind Martin, and there he is. Sneaks behind for the layup.
And the steal by Cincinnati off the inbounds pass. They're trying to hurry the game along if they can. Get more possessions. Here's Martin down low, knocked out of bounds.
That's a great point, partner. The bottom line is this game is going to be tempo, tempo, tempo. And if they can establish a fast-paced Cincinnati, that's their advantage.
So far, Temple is out rebounding Cincinnati 4-1. That is a huge edge when you're trying to slow it down.
Also, when you look at that Temple baseline, they got some physical presence in there with Lyde and Barnes and Karcher on the glass.
Johnson, 3, no. Rebound Temple. It's a 5-1 rebounding advantage.
They want you to shoot that shot. Look at the
open man underneath. Comes through, has the battle to save it, and here's Sanchez. And Huggins can't believe that there wasn't a turnover call. The 3 from the corner by Quincy Wadley.
Wadley can flat out shoot the trifecta. I'll tell you, Cincinnati's got to lace them up. They got themselves a battle on their hands today. 42 in a row at stake. The second longest winning streak in America. Number 1 at stake.
The runner, no good. Tate can't follow it up.
Look at the control. Look at the control of the vision. Has great vision, Sanchez. Has that special instinct and knack in knowing where to give the basketball up.
Off a fake. Here's Wadley. Misses that 3, but Sanchez with an offensive rebound. They're just dominating off the glass, but they turn it over, and now Huggins goes to his bench with Ryan Fletcher checking in.
Fletcher will give him some perimeter shooting. So will Logan coming in, who can be a key factor in this game. He's a big-time long-range shooter. The bottom line is they're being out-hustled right now, Brent. They're not playing with that pizzazz and that spark we saw last Sunday.
Because of Temple's defense.
Exactly.
Satterfield turns it over.
Getting a little impatient.
Wadley at the other end is fouled. He'll shoot a pair. Fletcher fouls him.
And he's an outstanding free throw shooter. You look at the Atlantic 10 right now. There's only 2 teams that stand out. Look like a chance for the NCAA. Certainly Temple won and Dayton. Xavier got beat yesterday. And remember, Xavier in that crosstown rivalry is the team that beat Cincinnati earlier this year. I know you feel the same way I do. John Chaney belongs in the Basketball Hall of Fame. And those people up there should make sure that it happens. He's done a brilliant job in his tenure at Temple.
They'd have to have the ceremony at 5 o'clock in the morning.
I love to hear him speak. He gave us a lecture down in the locker room. Brad Dory and I got a big-time lecture.
And Logan, Dick mentioned him. He checks in now, trying to get some firepower. Steve Logan misses at the free throw line, but Barnes has another rebound. Huge advantage. And they call a jump ball. Higgins does as Satterfield reaches back in. But Temple is out rebounding Cincinnati 8-1 in the early going.
And that's amazing because Cincinnati, normally when you look at its people, are an outstanding rebounding team potentially. Look at this number right here. Tells you a big-time story. When they rebound, they win.
Greer on the floor for Cheney. And traveling. That's 4 turnovers on the Owls. A little sloppy right now.
And that's very rare. They got 4 turnovers and they're only averaging 9 turnovers a game for this season. As Bobby Huggins working that sideline, fiery, emotional. He's got, as you say, an assistant football coach's mentality.
Martin up firing.
That's the part of his game that's gotten better and better. The Big O told us today he's got to play facing a little bit more. That's right, Oscar Robertson came over and talked to Brett and I about the progress of Martin. Maybe fair cat of them all. Some say maybe the greatest ever to play the game.
Karcher. Yes, a 2. It's a 2.
Karcher's got scoring ability inside and outside. See how they match up? They never give you gaps and seams like most zones do.
Satterfield the 3. No. Rebound Cincinnati. And Michael will shoot a pair.
Peter Michael trying to attack the glass, trying to get into a gap, but they can't block out on that matchup. Michael did a defensive job on Quentin Richardson last Sunday, as you alluded to earlier. He locked him up. He was like the Yale man. He just locked him up. One of the warriors in college basketball. I think 3 guys that really epitomize playing hard all the time and are so physical. Matson, Michael, and your favorite, Chris Carroll.
Has his hands full here today. Huggins is matched against some big size down on the low blocks. A very well-coached matchup zone. I got to tell you right now, folks, into the NCAAs, I would not want to play John Chaney's Owls this year. I've watched them in person now for about 8 minutes, and this is a good-looking basketball team.
Well, they're 5-3 without Sanchez, and if the committee factors that in, this club is definitely...
Turn it over, and here comes Martin with a chance. Yes.
And that's what's got to happen. They're going to make things happen with their full-court pressure. They got to speed up the tempo of the game. They're going to a full-court track. They want you to get out of that poised, patient offense and run up and down the floor.
They wanted a 5 and didn't get it. Sanchez wanted a 5. He doesn't get it.
The crowd is alive, trying to spark them.
Pepe Sanchez fade away short. Fletcher.
Not a good shot. I don't think that's a shot they would like in their offensive system.
For the lead. How difficult it is to penetrate that Temple armor.
Always have a hand in your face on every shot attempt.
Satterfield to Martin, knocked away and fouled.
See, that's the way you want to attack that matchup. You want to try to find a gap, dribble penetration, create the opportunity, and dump the ball off. Satterfield made that happen for the player of the year, Mr. Martin. See that penetration, dribble penetration, and then kick it out. When I look right now across America, I think my top 3 guys for player of the year would be Kenyon Martin, Troy Murphy of Notre Dame, who was sensational last night, getting 35 for the Irish, winning game by 2 over Seton Hall, and Chris Carrawell.
The building is loaded with NBA scouts. One of the reasons why they're here is they want to see what Martin does against this Temple defense today. They know how tough the Temple Owl defense can be on a prospective NBA player, and they are really taking a close look at Kenyon Martin here today. We'll take a break right now. 11:29 to go in the first. Temple has dictated this game, but we are tied now at 16.
I'm too sexy. I'm too sexy. I'm too sexy for the drive-thru. And I'm too sexy for my car seat. Too sexy for the groceries. Too sexy for the dry cleaning. Introducing the newly updated Camry. So stylish it could go to your head. I'm too sexy for the slow lane. Too sexy for the neighbors. Too sexy for the car wash. Too sexy.
At BASF, we don't make the sunscreen, we make it stronger. We don't make the tennis shoes, we make them grip better. We don't make the jacket, we make it brighter. We don't make the carpet, we make it tougher. At BASF, we don't make a lot of the products you buy, we make a lot of the products you buy better. BASF.
Why? It is a small word, but it is a quick, sharp, and abrupt word.
Why?
It is the chosen word of the nonconformist, the defiant, and the visionary. It is a confrontational word.
Why?
It challenges what's thought to be impossible. If you are not afraid to ask why, you can change whatever it is you want.
Did you get them brakes at Pep Boys?
Yeah, I did.
I appreciate it.
Pep Boys for quality parts and brake service from $69.99. No rebate necessary.
Pep Boys.
Cars like us.
People love us.
America's finest skaters in a one-of-a-kind ABC sports event. No rules, no judges, just skating. The Chevrolet Skating Spectacular, next on ABC.
Tied at 16. Let's take you inside why Cincinnati is ranked #1. Why they've got that long winning streak. You know the Temple Owls, they protect the basketball, fewest in the NCAA this year. And today they've already turned it over 5 times against Cincinnati. So they are matched against another talented defense. Now we want to show you, we have a great contrast, 2 very active coaches. Huggins of Cincinnati there on the left. John Chaney, and that's the referee Higgins bending down to speak with him. We've got the action there in the middle. You can watch the 2 coaches, and they're both very active on the sidelines. They're both very vocal as they watch the play unfold.
And both guys, really, the personalities spread to their teams. The teams reflect their personality. Battlers, never back down. A bunch of warriors on the floor.
Archer in the corner. No. Off tape. Got it for Cincinnati. Down they come for the lead now. Satterfield tries to run the floor. Here's Logan. No. Rebound Temple. 1 and out. Quick pass. Karcher touch pass over to the corner. Greer fires. Got the 3.
What a nice look by Karcher. He gets over to Greer, who can flat out shoot the rock. Last year was out all year. Had an injury. Great feel right there. Karcher had the awareness to know where his teammate was along that baseline.
The alley-oop pass in a little bit too far. Fletcher back up, though.
I like Fletcher. What an outstanding player to bring off the bench. He gives you inside-outside ability. Good move by Bobby Huggins going to pressure. He's trying to speed up the tempo. He wants a faster-paced game.
Greer's going to go again. Got it again.
He's automatic, Brent. He's automatic. He's going to get a TO, baby.
And Huggins furious with his defense in that. They're going to yank him right out of the game. So an intimate look at 2 very good coaches. Timeout.
Captain Jim McKale and his crew are about to discover on Mars the origin of life on Earth.
Somebody put that thing there. It's not us. That DNA looks human.
And begin the greatest adventure of their lives.
What are we here for? It's not to take chances.
Mission to Mars. Rated PG. Starts Friday, March 10th at a theater near you. there's a place where the best are dedicated to helping you become your best. The premier online sports store, MVP.com.
I'm always coming up with great new promotions for 7-Up. Like this one. I asked people to send me pictures of their cans. Let's take a look. Oh!
Look like 2 big Christmas hams. You can't.
Look at the backyard on this fella. That about ends the first annual 7-Up Show Us Your Can contest. Next time I'll be more specific. Mom?
A network premiere. I am your son. They kidnapped his child. That was their first mistake. Mel Gibson.
Give me back my son!
Ransom, ABC Monday at 8/7 Central.
Tempo will be very tough to deal with if they continue to shoot 60%, my friend.
Well, also shooting 60%, and they're beating Cincinnati down the floor. And also, they always have a hand. See, like that, a hand in the face. They never give you the open shot. I got a question for our guy, Brad Daugherty. You and I were never in this position. I wonder what it's like when you're a potential #1 pick, and all the scouts are here. How does it affect you, Brad Daugherty?
Dick, you just have to continue to play your game. Obviously, it affects you some because you realize your future's ahead of you. But when you're 22, 23 years of age, this is the best time of your life, and you got to realize it. Have fun and play the game.
Thank you, Mr. Daugherty. I never had that happen to me.
And Cincinnati turns it over. Sanchez on a bad pass, a rare mistake, and Tate's got it back. And Temple not protecting the ball. Cheney will be unhappy about that.
Yeah, too many turnovers right now for Temple.
Logan's 3 short off the iron, but right to Satterfield. Tried to penetrate. Back to Martin. Missed on an open shot. Had the look.
I asked you one question. How many layups have we seen out of Cincinnati thus far today?
How about 0?
How about 0? Zippo, my friends. No layups at all.
They give you nothing easy. You got to work for it. 3 did not get the roll and into the hands of Logan.
Now Logan's capable of making that perimeter shot. So they want to keep Martin away from the basket. Remember, Cincinnati only had 18 points at the half last year in Boston in the NCAA Regional second round.
With 9 minutes left in the first half here. Tate far away for the basket. 10 on the shot. Johnson comes right baseline and takes it.
He's got big-time talent. He's multi-dimensional. He can play on the inside, outside. He's an outstanding wing potential player. He, Clarkson, and Lyde all played together in Washington on DC Assault team coached by Curtis Malone. The AAUs.
Keaton Sanders also on the floor for Temple. In fact, he took that last shot, that 3 that did not bounce in.
He's a good athlete, very physical.
Here's Greer's 3. Long range on the money. They are 5 of 7, and Greer with 3 of them.
I love the way Greer spots up and shoots the jump shot. He's got the great release, the follow through, a world of confidence. Start attacking a little bit more on the inside. They're playing with the ball too much on the perimeter, side by side, and the defense can adjust easily.
Satterfield's got to get it to Martin faster also. Satterfield now penetrates.
That's what you got to do.
Oh, the jam by Jermaine Tate.
That's the way you attack it, Brent. You attack the gap. You dribble, penetrate.
Temple leads at 25-22.
My friends, we are seeing 2 clubs that are going to make so much noise during March Madness.
Here, fouled by Satterfield.
And you and I were talking off the air. I guarantee you, if Sanchez had been there healthy all year long, Temple would be at least the #2 seed.
His first team, second.
Well, we've got a timeout. Satterfield into Tate's hands.
They think the market's going to go up 20% next year. What are they?
Tickets, folks. I'm out.
I keep reading about tax-efficient investing. Should I be doing that? Everybody else seems to.
Let's see. Rates are falling, inflation's low, more stocks or more bonds.
Hey. Oh, man. This investment strategies for you. Great. Just for me and 5 million other people.
Thank you, Payne Weber.
How do you enhance a V8 engine that produces 245 horsepower? A chassis that can haul up to 2,000 pounds. Or brakes that have 4 piston calipers? Simple. Add about 6 pounds of steel. Toyota Tundra, Motor Trend Truck of the Year, and 4-Wheel and Off-Road Magazine's 4x4 of the Year.
This might be a good time to talk about the Michelin X1. Thanks to Michelin technology, it gives you long mileage and better wet braking than any rain tire. And that should make everyone on a wet road happy.
Mom, Dad, if I'm paying rent, I gotta have a better breakfast than this.
Mark.
I know there's some dietary restrictions at the table, but no way.
What would you like, Mark?
Potatoes, sausage, eggs.
Would you like me to serve that to you in a nice warm skillet?
That would be great.
What does this look like? A Holiday Inn?
Want a better breakfast? Try our award-winning Best for Breakfast menu in today's Holiday Inn.
Tim Allen returns to ABC in the wildest network premiere movie. Jungle to Jungle, ABC tonight at 7, 6 Central.
Brent, sometimes when you look at this matchup, it has a gap in it. Right here's the gap. See, he wants to dribble in here and get the diagonal maneuver down to the baseline. And watch Satterfield now. He attacks the gap, and now they got a 2-on-1. He brings the big guy toward him, and he's the 3D man. He drives, draws, and dishes the rock. Take a look at those numbers right there, score and defense.
Temple, the leader, but look at the other teams. Princeton, Butler, Wisconsin, and Stanford.
How good is Stanford? Did you see what they did to California last night? Beat them by 50. Beat them by 50.
They are a contender.
Oh, they're for real, Mike Montgomery's club. Are they for real? So you're going to half court trying to go to a track to try and speed up the game.
And Sanchez is out for the first time here today. So Wadley now less comfortable on the point. Is still Temple's basketball.
Well, talking to the writers that cover the team, Michael Kern and company, the Philadelphia Daily News, he said they're such a different basketball team that they struggle to get the ball up the court without Sanchez. And Cincinnati's going to turn it up.
Wadley forces one. Just doesn't shoot well when he's at the point. I think he shot about 18% in those 8 games that Sanchez missed completely because of an injury to the other ankle.
You're exactly right. He shoots better than 40% when Sanchez is on the floor distributing the ball to him.
So we'll have to keep a separate score here, Dick, as to what happens to the team score when Sanchez is out of the game, because obviously it's a different looking Temple offense. We saw that.
+3 with 7 minutes to go when he went out.
Cincinnati's basketball, and we got a quick reminder, Saturday ABC brings you some of the fastest skaters on the planet. Jennifer Rodriguez and the other stars lead the way as the top qualifiers from Asia, Europe, and North America compete in the World All-Around Speed Skating Championships Saturday at 1 Eastern and Pacific on ABC. ABC Sports, by the way, is online at ESPN.com. Here is Kenyon Martin handling the ball in the corner, trap out.
They're making him kick the ball out as soon as he goes inside. Double teaming Martin and really cutting off any angle that he has to drive to the basket. They want the ball out of his hands.
Crutcher's field goal was wide right.
John Chaney 4 times to the Final 8. 1988, 91, 92, and 99. So close.
First shot clock because the ball was kicked to him, both way out of bounds. Martin, and he is handled down low that time. In fact, he is stuffed.
You can't believe it. That hasn't happened too often to him this year. Barnes is a very physical player as well on the inside. Has stepped up his game the last 3 games. He's been a little up and down most of the year.
Wadley just not struggles on the point.
Just not comfortable out there, Brent. Not in the comfort zone.
Here comes Greer, penetrating, driving, left hand, and Martin up.
He's a human eraser.
Johnson. Defender falls. Foul call before the shot.
What an enforcer inside. Mr. Martin, the all-time shot blocker at the University of Cincinnati, was a dominator on a defensive end for 3 years, but now has stepped up to become an offensive scoring whiz as well. 97 blocks coming into this game. had another big game in their recent W over Houston, where they had a big lead of 19 and allowed Houston to get back. And guess who sparked them? The Iceman's son.
Yeah, somebody.
Gervin, yeah, the Iceman's son.
Said he looked good.
Yes, sir. Shot the ball like his daddy. I'll tell you, they didn't shoot too many guys shot like his daddy.
For sure.
Oh, wow.
Limbo quickly steps in as Sanchez, who has returned from the bench, was trying to establish position in there. It was getting a little bit physical. You could watch Sanchez take a wide stance down in that block area defensively.
He's a tough kid as well. He's great hands. One of the leaders for steal.
There, but Kenyon Martin battling away, and he's tied up underneath. Cincinnati basketball on the possession arrow.
Just not having his way on the inside like he's had most of this year. Every time he's touching the ball, he's being challenged consistently. Another club that can really challenge Cincinnati, Michigan State.
Timeout. So they cannot get it inbounds against the Temple pressure, and they will go over and talk about it with Coach Huggins.
I tell you, there's a lot to cheer about in this city. They're all excited here. Baseball, certainly with right now Ken Griffey coming to town. I can't wait to go to Sarasota tomorrow, Brett. He reports to Sarasota. Talked to his dad the other day. His dad was like absolutely on cloud 9.
And coming up on the AutoBuyTel.com halftime report, John Saunders and Digger Phelps will be in our studio, and they'll tell you about the Oklahoma-Kansas game, Big East action, and how many in for Conference USA. You know, we mentioned some of the scouts, and Jerry Krause is from the Chicago Bulls. He made a big trade. Of course, he has the Golden State Warriors #1 pick if it's not in the top 3. And Elton Brand was his first pick last year. And as I have said here the last couple of weeks, I think Elton Brand's going to become the Rookie of the Year in the NBA. And Krause is clearing cap money by getting rid of Tony Kukoc, and that helps Philadelphia tremendously. Gives them another option to go to along with Iverson down the stretch. So the 76ers help themselves for all you fans back in Philadelphia. And over to the corner comes Satterfield on the drive. Yes, nice move.
He's a quick penetrator. New York City phenom last year. They got 3 great point guards in the city this year, all going to the Big East.
Brad Doherty, what's the latest on Karcher? Not there. Rebound. Barnes knocked away.
Mark Karcher has 2 fouls, Brent, and it's kind of John Chaney's custom not to let his players back into the game, so we probably will not see him for the rest of the first half, and there's 5 minutes left, a lot of basketball.
That's a big-time scorer sitting on that sideline. That seems to be the philosophy now, Brad, of many of the coaches. You get 2 fouls, you come out. I think you got to play the scoreboard a little bit as well.
Tate sits down.
You know who's been on the wraps here today? Pete McKale.
Hasn't taken a shot yet, though.
Yep, been on the wraps.
Martin Sanchez bumps no. Limbo waves it off. Foul before the shot.
And that was a good foul. Not to allow him to get to the basket, to dunk, to create unbelievable hysteria. See, he wanted to explode to the goal, but it's a good foul. He gets him out here. Smart move by Sanchez. Don't let him get to the basket, jam, and get this crowd in a frenzy. The one thing that they do well, Temple, because of the matchup, they don't put you on a foul line a lot. You look at the numbers statistically, don't get many foul opportunities.
Turned it over.
Full court pressure. Going to try to invite him to a trapping area.
Wadley bringing it up, and they took Sanchez off the ball on this trip, and
he got fouled.
Fouled, no question. He was kicked by Michael, and he is down.
Year in and year out, I know coaches really wait when they look at that draw, and they hope and pray they don't see Temple on their side. They don't want to. There's the little. He gets him up in the air. See, freezes him, gets him up in the air, and then the contact. You made a great point off the year. And playing them in the second round, how tough it is because you don't have time to prepare for that matchup.
Exactly. Goes over to Cincinnati.
I guess the big question a lot of people probably have out there, if John Chaney is so effective with that matchup, why don't most coaches play it? And why don't they use it? Because it's very difficult to teach the discipline that's involved in playing the cutters against the matchup. Look at the shooting percentages.
Here's Logan, the three, rattled out. Temple has been very quiet over the last few minutes. Their lead is 1. So they've had problems here. They've had a 4-minute drought, as a matter of fact.
Well, Cincinnati doing a great job defensively. Bobby Huggins' teams are well drilled on the defensive end, go with different defense.
Lamont Barnes ends the drought.
He's a good baseline player. He's been a little up and down, a little Dow Joneser earlier in the year, but the last 3 games has stepped it up.
Fletcher kicks it back out to Logan, but a little bit high, and Kenyon Martin steps outside. There it is.
Oh, has he improved that shot? Has he improved his offense? Oh, yes. Is he going to be a name that we're going to hear consistently during March Madness? Kenyon Martin. Will Cincinnati be able to get to the Final Four?
Roush and the other scouts took note of that. As Wadley comes back, misfires, and now Martin. Here's the baseball pass. Scott Johnson on the wing. Fires.
Whoa, that's a big one.
The three.
That's a big one. Beat him in transition to the open spot. They're jumping with joy in Cincinnati, and it's not for a Griffey home run. It's for hoops, baby, hoops.
Greer.
Oh, yes.
He's 4 of 4 from three-point land.
Oh, we got a good one, Mr. Musburger. We got a good one. This may be a mailbox smasher. Greer shooting right over the top of the defense.
Satterfield kicks to Fletcher off the fake. Comes baseline, blocked. Temple basketball.
Kevin Lyde, the big guy inside. An enforcer.
So we've got a timeout, and there's one man who has quieted this crowd repeatedly for John Chaney on this timeout, and that, of course, has been Greer, who has been perfect from three-point land here today. 4 of 4.
You know, Brady told me he loved his team in 1988 with Macon and Tim Perry and company. But he said if this team had a healthy Pepe Sanchez all year long, as much as he loved the 88 team, this team was as good, that it has all the components, the parts. It's physical, it can shoot from the perimeter with certain players, and it's got the great floor leader in Sanchez. There's the baseball pass.
Then it was Greer right up over Logan, if you will, and quieting the crowd.
Great performance out of Greer here in the first half. Those are the things that have to happen, making those threes if you're going to try to pull the upset on the road against the #1 team in the nation.
Sanchez double, puts his dribble up, and he is fouled. Bad foul on Jermaine Tate.
But he created that opportunity by trying to split the guys. Rather than stay in that trapping situation, he used his great basketball IQ to split the trap.
Huggins not happy, saying what happened at the other end. He won't win it. Timeout.
If you can't stop here, stop here for genuine Midas brakes. Now just $69.95 after rebate. Guaranteed nationwide for as long as you own your car. Next stop, go Midas.
Freedom. Control. What a ride. Just you and your laptop. Log on to autobytel.com for dealer cost info, reviews, and a low, no-haggle price. It's a hassle-free trip. Autobytel.com. The road to your next car.
When you coach the junior gymnastics team, you do most of the exercise, so muscle aches are out of the question. That's why I take Advil every time. This is a very safe sport, as long as I can keep up. So I trust Advil. Absolutely nothing's been proven stronger in even tough pain. These kids depend on me.
and I depend on Advil.
Advil, stronger than pain. And for kids, nothing relieves fevers faster than children's Advil.
Easy, boys, easy. Whoa, excuse me. Hey, is that a collect call? Who are you? I'm the 1-800-COLLECT advice guy. Use 1-800-COLLECT and save the people you call a buck or two. 1-800. How about a C? O-L-L. E-T. Can't spell collect without a T. Thanks. Use 1-800-COLLECT. Save a buck or two.
Did you know the $500,000 answer?
You're right.
Stephanie Girardi did and walked away a winner. Catch an all-new Who Wants to Be a Millionaire tonight at 9/8 Central on ABC.
Well, the Cincinnati Bearcats are #1 in the country, but when we travel into ACC land, we hear from a lot of those writers, and wait a minute, Huggins doesn't graduate any players. What's with that program over there?
You know, we hear that all the time. But right here, Huggins gave me a list. This is for Bill Brill down there. Yesterday in the press room, he was all over. He says, I don't want to hear about Huggins. He doesn't graduate players. Hey, Bill, he's graduated 15 of them. He said it right here. They got a list for him. He wants me to mail it to you. And also, he said, you know what happens? Junior college players, it's unbelievable. If you're a junior college kid and you come to college and graduate, it doesn't count. I think that is absurd and ludicrous.
We got a good one here. It's 30-29. Temple with a 1-point lead in the basketball. Michael with great interior defense on live. Just wouldn't let him have the basketball that time.
Well, he can defend. There's no doubt about it. He's one of the premier defenders in America. He's got to step it up offensively, though.
Cincinnati has played extremely well defensively also in this half. We sort of forget about them when we rave about the matchup zone. Wadley did not get the bounce back up again. Barnes trying to keep it in play. Cincinnati basketball.
They force you to play good defense, Temple, because you know on the other end, points are not going to come easy. And Cincinnati is a premier defensive team.
This trips for the lead.
Yes. Oh, yes, he's stepping up.
Johnson.
DJ stepping it up. 6'8", diaper dandy, one of my Super 7 diaper dandies. The best in the nation. Get my award would be Jason Gardner from out of Arizona.
Temple for the tie.
There's that matchup. Good man-to-man defense.
Bring it down inside of a minute. They've got to be very aware of Greer. He's perfect from three-point range here in the first half. Pepe Sanchez to the baseline. Pulls the trigger, no. Cincinnati, Kenyon Martin on the drive. Hits Johnson again inside for the layup.
And he shows his versatility. We just seen him shoot a trifecta, and now we see him in transition. He was rated one of the premier high school players in America last year, Brett Musburger, and they love him in Cincy. Oh, they love him.
He scored 13 points here against Temple. He's 5 of 7 from the field, Johnson is.
They're getting up to Mo on his side, going to the locker room.
6-set difference. Cincinnati all over the floor defensively. They have answered the challenge here in the first half.
They have responded on the defensive end. Great.
Greer again. Oh, he's 5 of 5 from three-point land in the first half. 1-point game at the buzzer. Lynn Greer.
What a show by Mr. Greer shooting the rock, Mr. Musburger.
6'1", a sophomore from Philadelphia's Engineering and Science High School. And we have a dandy Bruin in Cincinnati. It's halftime. John Saunders and Digger Phelps will be coming up next.
NCAA basketball presented by Payne Weber on ABC Sports. Brought to you by Beck's, a beer apart. And 1-800-COLLECT, the easy way to save. We'll be back with the AutoBytel.com halftime report after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Freedom. Control. What a ride. Just you and your laptop. Log on to AutoBytel.com for dealer cost info, reviews, and a low, no-haggle price.
hassle-free trip. AutoBytel.com. The road to your next car.
Advance Auto Parts presents part number 16. Larry, our battery expert. Larry installs more Autocraft batteries in a day than most people do in a lifetime. No matter what you drive, Larry will make sure you get the right battery for your car.
92 a quart?
Yeah.
Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
In our family, men lose their hair early. Thank you. By the time we hit 30, we don't have to invest much in combs. So I started using Rogaine when I was like 28, at the first sign of fallout. Before I looked like I needed it, because I knew I would. So here I am. I've been using Rogaine for about 2 years now, right at the source of the problem, and I don't see any difference. And that's the idea. You keep the hair you have. Look, I love my dad. I'm just not in a rush to look like him. Simple, safe, smart. Rogaine. It's stronger than heredity.
On an all-new Practice.
What happened? They tried to rape me. He's rotting in prison for a murder he didn't do. He did everything.
This is the case that will question one lawyer's actions.
What have you done, Jimmy?
The Practice tonight, 10/9 Central on ABC.
Tiger Woods, David Duval, Colin Montgomery, Sergio Garcia, Ernie Els. The top 64 golfers in the world compete in dramatic single elimination match play. The World Golf Championship, Saturday at 2 on ABC.
We've just made it easier to separate yourself from the crowd with a new Dodge Ram. Overall, America's most powerful line of pickups. Now on select 2000 models, get exceptionally low financing. Or choose this generous cash allowance. In a perfect world, everything would be different. Until then, see the friendly Dodge dealer near you during our Think Spring event.
So, Doctor, you've been studying the effects of Red Bull for months. What exactly have you discovered?
Energy boundaries and biorhythmic fluctuations can make it difficult to maintain a baseline rating of muscular contraction and neurotransmittable impulses, of course. The oxyribonucleic acidity and orbital phases of gravitational fluctuations can indeed result in a fibromyalgic Red Bull type of situational relevance as well. But we've calibrated the amounts of available regenerative tolerances.
Can you say that in English?
Simple, little man. Red Bull gives you wings.
What parents need to know about childhood vaccinations tonight at 10.
Welcome to the AutoBytel.com halftime report. Here now, John Saunders and Digger Phelps.
And welcome. We hope you're enjoying your game. And those of you in the Big 12, you know that Kansas has a lead over Oklahoma right now. So let's go to the highlights. Kansas is a team that's lost 5 of their last 8, which is hard to believe. And they haven't lost 2 in a row at home since 88-89. Roy Williams' first year in danger today. The ball, Johnson picks it up, knocks down the jumper. Kansas is up by 2. And then off the Oklahoma miss, Heinrich gets it to Johnson, who throws it down. And Kansas going on a little run here, up 14-12.
14-12, but comes back to where they have 7 turnovers in the first 7. They can't jump out on Oklahoma.
Another missed shot. Jeff Boschee picks it up, takes it to Drew Gooden, who loses it, but Kenny Gregory then comes up with a loose play.
Loose ball jam.
You said he was important. They had to have him. He looks good in the first half. And right now, Kansas is a 27-23 lead. And we've talked about the problems of the Jayhawks. Even though they have the lead in this game, just having a terrible time scoring.
You get frustrated as a coach when you lose at home. A tough game against Iowa State, 64-62 at home Wednesday night. Now you're over anxious, and that's what's happened. The turnovers, they miss easy chippies inside. But the other side of it is when you can take Raymond and Nahara and they go 4 for 15, that's a plus. So Kansas right now struggling, trying to blow this game open. They can't get that big run.
It's a plus. However, consider this for Oklahoma. They're only down by 4 without their big guns doing it, so the second half should be better. Some of you watching Temple against Cincinnati, this one has been a classic early on in this game. Intensity, the Bearcats trying to remain at #1, Temple trying to knock them off for the 3rd straight time. Pepe Sanchez, they didn't think he could play. As a matter of fact, John Chaney didn't want him to play with a bad ankle. He did. It was a good thing. He finds Karcher, and Karcher's shot no good.
Strong slam dunk.
Lyde gets it, jams it down. Temple grabs the early lead. Next trip down the floor, it's Pepe Sanchez again, takes it to the hole and scores over Kenyon Martin. The Owls up by 2. Sanchez then to Karcher, the back door, and Temple has a 4-point lead. But Sanchez, rare for him, turns the ball over, Kenyon Martin pulls up with the jumper, and the Bearcats pull within one. But then Lynn Greer was deadly from the outside, knocking down an NBA-range three-pointer. Temple had a 5-point lead. Jermaine Tate then takes the pass, goes in, jams it down. Temple's lead is now down to 3. But DeMar Johnson
put on a show. Great clinic. A big, long three.
He was almost on the Temple bench when he shot that thing.
DeMar Johnson, 13 points in that first half.
Cincinnati has grabbed a 34-33 lead. When you look at this score as a coach, you're John Chaney or you're Bob Huggins. You like the pace of the game right now or you dislike it?
Chaney's happy. Trust me, they're happy. And I'll tell you the reason why. They did a great job of Kenyon Martin not getting him off to a big start, where you usually can get a double-double in the first half. So the zone has worked that way. The second factor is Cincinnati's had only 3 offensive rebounds. And the other factor, even though Temple had 5 early turnovers, they're still in this game. And Lynn Greer, who last Sunday had 14 points the last 10 minutes of the Maryland game, he's the guy that kept this game close, hit that big 3 at halftime. They come to play, Temple out.
Second half is coming up. Those of you not seeing that game, we, of course, will keep you up to date on that one here on the AutoBytel.com halftime report. Rutgers and Villanova. Nova gets it done. 82-70 is the final here. Rutgers 0-4 all-time at the Pavilion.
Bench points for the Wildcats, 27-5.
Don't forget, big Monday coming up, Digger. UConn and St. John's. What a matchup that one promises to be.
Missouri's got 2 straight home losses, and yet yesterday against K-State, 14 for 33 shooting the threes. But St. John's, Connecticut, this will be a war. Tomorrow night, ESPN, big Monday, live and well. Vegas, Utah. Utah lost to Vegas' as a payback game.
All right, if you missed this from yesterday, you missed a great one in the Big 12 between Iowa State and Colorado. Marcus Fizer makes the foul shot to increase the lead to 3. Jacque Walls, just take a look at this, Digger.
Hold on. It ain't over until it's overtime. He has 13 points in a 10-minute span, a 3-minute span. He just turned his game on in overtime.
Iowa State had won 19 of 20. In the OT again, it's Walls, the guy you talked about, pulls up with a J, gets the roll. Colorado wins it 102-90. Walls with 42 points in the game. And boy, does this stop the momentum of Iowa State.
Yeah, but Iowa State's still Iowa State. And Colorado, of course, they beat Oklahoma at home when Oklahoma was ranked. So they're a solid team. But right now, there's 6 teams, as we look at, in the Big 12 that I think have a legit shot. This game today between Oklahoma and Kansas, what you're playing for, you don't want to end up, yeah, we got in, but don't be an 8-9 seed because you can play yourself right out in the first or second round.
All right, our second halves are coming up. Kansas and Oklahoma, Temple and Cincinnati here on the AutoBytel.com halftime report. For Digger Phelps, I'm John Saunders. We'll keep you up to date on all the games and enjoy the second half.
I've known this guy 5 minutes. He's already giving me investment advice.
For a recommendation on your portfolio, please press 3.
I'm gonna pay for this. What was I Should my 401k be all stock? Should my 401k be all cash? Why didn't they write this last month?
My portfolio should be overweighted in game companies.
Why does this guy think what works for him? It's gonna work for me.
Thank you, Payne Weber.
Should have used Preparation H. Cool it fast with Preparation H Cooling Gel. Cools on contact for fast relief. Preparation H Cooling Gel cools on contact.
Why is it that no matter where you are in the world, there is always a place for people to come together? When you think about it, it's simple. Humans are a social bunch. We need each other. That's why we are doing what we can to make it easier for the human race to stay united.
What makes our chicken strip dinner so much fun?
Because you can dip them.
Bingo. Dip, dunk, and dive them in lots of country gravy with Texas toast, fries, an onion ring, even a cold drink, all for a special low price.
Sonic America's driving.
Starting to feel a little cramped by your present surroundings? Maybe it's time to expand your horizons. Maybe it's time to think about RE/MAX. RE/MAX Associates lead the real estate industry, averaging more experience and more sales than other real estate agents. RE/MAX can help you find a new home that meets all your needs while selling your current house to someone who'll find it absolutely perfect. If you're looking for results, look for RE/MAX. Nobody sells more real estate.
Black History Month occurs in February, which is the shortest month of the year. Not only is it the shortest month, but brothers and sisters had to struggle to get it up from Black History Week. And I'm surprised it wasn't Black History Minute. Oh, I'm supposed to be happy because it's a leap year? Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, let's take this time and look back on the struggle. How much time I got left? This is what I call affirmative action. 28 days, I want a regular month. See, this is the new Black History Month. 42 days. 42. Jackie Robinson's number. February, Black History Month.
This is the AutoBuyTel.com halftime report. A one-point game. The nation's #1 team leading Temple 34-33. It was a one-man show for the Owls. Lynn Greer, 5 of 5 from three-point range. This is a young man who knows how to score in Philadelphia Public League history. He had 1,991 points, second only to the legendary one from Overbrook, Wilt Chamberlain, who established that record back in 1955. But can he keep it up? We're about to find out. Timeout again.
This halftime report brought to you by AutoBuyTel.com, the road to your next car. Stay tuned for the second half after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Freedom. Control. What a ride. Just you and your laptop. Log on to AutoBuyTel.com for dealer cost info, reviews, and a low, no-haggle price. It's a hassle-free trip. AutoBuyTel.com, the road to your next car.
If you can't stop here, stop here for genuine Midas brakes. Now just $69.95 after rebate. Guaranteed nationwide for as long as you own your car. Next stop, go Midas.
This week.
Oh, God. He's a cop.
It's Blue ×2.
This is your partner just got shot.
2 new episodes in 2 days.
Police, nobody move!
Introducing one amazing new detective.
I'm Bowen Jones.
Tuesday and Wednesday at 10/9 Central on ABC.
Do you mind if I'm trying to clear a cop homicide?
And breathe. I don't do that stuff.
2 all-new episodes of NYPD Blue. Viewer discretion advised.
Time is an important factor for all of our fleet customers. They want that vehicle back on the road as quickly as possible.
Fleet customer is looking for prompt service from the time he pulls up on the lot until the time he leaves.
We have over 100 stores in the Chicagoland area.
No matter if the vehicle is a fleet or personally owned vehicle or a leased vehicle, it should be maintained in accordance with the manufacturer's recommendations.
Jiffy Lube is one of the most fleet-friendly organizations there are in terms of automotive service.
Dodge Dakota brings you a startling new advancement. Doors, great big ones, on the driver's side and the passenger side, each with windows that go all the way down. So what's the big deal about 2 great big wide opening doors? Nothing, but 4 is a different story. Real truck, real doors. Dodge Dakota Quad Cab, different.
They say one's cows are mad, a monstrous slur. They say one's dentistry is diabolical. Looks fine to me. But there's one thing they say which is absolutely bang on. One's television is brilliant.
If one wants the best of British television on BBC America, one gets DirecTV. And now local channels are available by subscription on DirecTV. Visit your Best Buy store today.
One wants one's BBC.
That'll be on DirecTV, madam.
Quite.
The latest news, weather, and traffic. Weekday mornings beginning at 5.
A regular season game with tournament flavor. Brad Doherty, what are we hearing about Pepe Sanchez of Temple?
Brett, Pepe will be back to play in the second half. He's got a little bit of fatigue. The ankle's a little tired, a little sore. I've noticed when he was shooting here, he was kind of favoring it. But I think he wants to win this basketball game very badly. Let's watch him and see how he does.
Well, again, they are 14-1 when he plays, and only 5 and 3 without him. Only 2 points, but that doesn't tell you how valuable he is, Dick.
Brent, when you look at his stats, you throw him out the window. He's an extension of John Chaney. He's a motivating kind of player for everybody around him, distributing the basketball. We look here at the numbers, 7 for 12, obviously. This is very big in the first half. That 7 for 12 number is absolutely a monster, keeping him in a game. Greer, as you said, 5 for 5, shooting the trifecta. Free throws, you look at Temple, has not scored on the free throw line yet, and you look at Cincinnati, only been in the line 6 times. That's a trademark of the defense of Temple. The one thing that's not a trend of Temple is the fact Cincinnati's shooting 50%. Most clubs shoot 36.
Listening carefully. They listen at 5 in the morning when they work out. Tate on that jump hook. No. Good. As McKale comes through with his second field goal of the game, and he comes alive.
That really presents a problem now for Temple. If he steps it up offensively, he's got a hold out here. You can't mug him. He was mugging him outside. Won 77 games in a row, combining 2 years in junior college and his first 15 here last year. Played at Indian Hills Junior College, won 2 national titles, and he goes out. 3 fouls.
Satterfield with 2, and no one else in any jeopardy yet at all in this game. It's interesting how aggressively Kenyon Martin has been playing, and he has not been in foul trouble in this game. Coming back out is Karcher. Yes, rattles in a tray and ties the game at 38.
The weapon they have now, shooting the 3. They have those kind of weapons with Karcher, Wadley, and Greer, and Sanchez is capable of making 3s as well. They got a foul down here against Cincinnati, I believe. Yeah, I think Cincinnati would have fouled down here.
Are you sure? I don't think so, Dick.
No, maybe you're right.
So.
Maybe you're right.
The other way.
Yeah, you might be right. The body language was indicating the other way, but see, I'm blind in my left eye, so I got an excuse. So that's to the left. That's why you got to bail me out.
Ronald Rollerson
has
checked in, and he replaces Kevin Lyde, who's Temple underneath. Rollerson hands it off to Sanchez, and Temple will try to get the lead back. Karcher coming baseline, and there's a pushing foul against Cincinnati that time.
You know, Karcher has a mini version to his game of a former Digger Phelps player, Adrian Dantley. Has that kind of body. Doesn't have the scoring ability, obviously, that Dantley had in the low post, but he has that kind of ability. 6'5", back you down, shoot the little jump shot.
Karcher cuts, comes baseline, loses the handle, and on the turnover into Tate's hands. Now Satterfield will try to break it down. He was forced back outside.
And Satterfield and Logan together.
Johnson fires in and out, a rebound. Temple. And they turn it over. They have been uncharacteristically sloppy with the basketball today.
Well, when you average only 9.7 turnovers a game, think about that average. Only 9, they got 11 already today. So many teams average 17 to 18 turnovers.
Logan for the lead.
He can shoot it.
Got it.
He can shoot it. The scouting report says you cannot leave him open. He's automatic if he gets to look at that free.
When does John Chaney double back with Greer? Here's Sanchez handling the ball outside. Greer watching from the sideline. Karcher, trigger, yes, good body work by Karcher. Got the defender off him, got space, and came up firing.
He can play at the next level, Brad. He's got strength to that body. He's got touch. He's got great hands. Here's Sanchez, the catalyst, the leader of that matchup zone. He communicates to the players where they have to rotate.
Johnson, the 3.
Yes, sir. He can flat out play. DeMar Johnson's got ability, got talent.
His lead swells to 4.
These are 2 special basketball teams, Mr. Musburger. 2 special teams. Those that like March Madness, you better include these teams in your pool.
Back it in, Barnes. Comes up, yes, cuts the lead in half.
They got good balance offensively. They can score it down in the low box. They can score on the wing. And remember, they're playing America's best. 42 in a row they've won on this floor. 42. The last time they lost was in November of '98 to Arizona State in the NIT preseason.
Martin out high. He's been quiet here in the second half offensively.
That matchup keeps him quiet. Doesn't get great looks on the inside. Gonna step to the foul line area is wide open.
Came outside. No. Temple. And I want to tell you that Volleson has been doing a good job on that glass since coming off the bench.
Well, he uses that body well. Good space either inside. We got an NCAA tournament environment here. The atmosphere, the intensity, the electricity.
Karcher, and it is blocked by Johnson.
Johnson stepping out with that great size. He's a perimeter player, but he's 6'8".
13:51 to go. Cincinnati leads it by 2. Timeout.
I've known this guy 5 minutes. He's already giving me investment advice.
For a recommendation on your portfolio, please press 3.
I'm gonna pay for this. What was I Should my 401k be all stock? Should my 401k be all cash? Why didn't they write this last month?
My portfolio should be overweighted in game companies.
Why does this guy think what works for him? It's gonna work for me.
Thank you, Payne Weber.
You know, when I was a little boy and I didn't feel well, my mommy would sit with me just like this until I felt better.
For over 40 years, Children's Tylenol has been helping parents make their children feel better.
And it always helped.
Always.
Unsurpassed safety with the proven gentle relief pediatricians recommend most.
You make a pretty good mommy, too.
Children's Tylenol. Take comfort in our strength.
Pep Boys knows how to give you a great deal on tires. They don't run specials on just one size. Pep Boys discounts every size in stock. That means all 35,000-mile tires are 4 for $99. And all 70,000-mile tires are 4 for only $169. Even top-of-the-line 80,000-mile touring tires, all sizes 4 for $199. Call it a bonanza, an extravaganza. It's how you save on tires. Pep Boys.
Cars like us.
People love us.
Need a car? There's a whole new way to shop for a used car. No, a convertible. A red one. With under 15,000 miles. Introducing Autotrader.com. With 1.5 million used cars updated daily, it's the biggest, best used car site on the planet. You couldn't help me with a loan, could you? Can we help you? Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting.
NCAA basketball presented by Payne Weber on ABC Sports. Brought to you by Autotrader.com, the biggest, best used car site on the planet.
Oh, the celebrities are out today. The Big O, Oscar, he was everyone's guest at halftime. And the former Alabama coach, Wimp Sanderson, is working alongside us with Brad Sham. For the host broadcasters, he's on the radio call. The Wimp did a fine job down there with a Crimson Tide. And I've got the celebrity here next to me, Mr. Vital, Dickie V.
I'll tell you, Brad, we talk about Wimp Sanderson. He and Sonny Smith of Auburn have a radio show together down south, and they say it's a riot. Big O, I always thought he was the best ever to play the game until Michael came.
Karcher fouled on the shot.